Testing.
And then you can come out and do some commentation. Commentatoring. Oh, they're already started.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a blunder.
Well, this is Stick. I'm the only person who has the free time to watch and commentate because I'm the only idiot who's lost everything so far. So I'm sure some other people fade in and fade out. I didn't see this original position, so I don't know what's going on. All right, maybe this is the original. All right, so I'm not sure. I need more time. One game rollout says it was okay. It's the only one that matters. 6-1 makes the bar. MCG looking to attack that last checker and probably split his back checkers, get a better anchor. He doesn't want in the 2-5 game. Probably just split the back checkers. In and down from the mid. That's not all that good. He's got to come out with two of them just because he's running out of fives. And then the last five is probably that, just because again you don't want to break the 8-point. He's still behind a little bit in the race.
No, you know what? It's really close.
Is it close?
Yeah, because there's 8 pips there plus another 7.
Yeah, he's got a lot in the inner board, yeah.
So, yeah, actually he's up a little bit. So that's
What's going on? Bill's asking him to replay it legally. It was legal. I just don't think he saw it.
Yeah, I don't like that last 5, knowing that we're
Yeah,
so close.
but I mean the only other one was 8-3, so it was.
Yeah, well, but still, I mean, now you're down in the race. So
Yeah.
If you had a chance, it'd be tough to bring it home this race.
Yeah.
You have to pop
But would you rather you didn't hit and you just made the 5-point there? And now you got two guys behind a 4 prime. So,
Right. It may have worked out.
Yeah.
In this case, and, well, now you have to.
right now, yeah. Again, you still have the board. One bad entry and a cover, and you've got an amazing board for the rest of the game. He throws the Fogerland. I don't do the impersonation, but the old 2-6 from the bar.
2-6 from the bar.
You can talk right into it. Oh, that's another bad. Kind of bad.
it's not
He
that
gets
bad.
in and hits.
The problem is you might have a cube coming really quick here when this doesn't work. Even when it does, it doesn't
Yeah.
work that well.
It's getting MCG's position's getting disconnected awfully quick here. 4 and probably just going to pop out with the 3. Doesn't really. Oh, he can hit 2. Sorry, he hits 2. I almost overlooked
Oh,
that.
yeah, I missed
Yeah,
it
he's
too.
got a low hit 2.
Hitting 2 here, he's just fishing for the cube, right? He's
Nah, he's not going to have a cube for a while.
You don't- you
It's
think-
too
you
hard to
think-
bring this home
Alright, I just
until he
didn't think
makes an inner
MCG
board
had the
point.
timing for a
Yeah,
back
he
game.
doesn't. He doesn't at all. But until Phipps
Until he
gets
rolls a
that,
3-1.
yeah. Until now,
He
again,
might be able
MCG
to
doesn't
create
have the timing.
though. He does still have a midpoint, even though
Yeah.
it's back a bit.
So
He's gotta come to the edge here, right?
No, he can maybe hit here. I'm not sure
Oh.
because there are lots of blots
There
floating.
are. He could try to play forward. It is the best back game I hear.
Yeah.
Not playing a back game.
Yeah. First thing to do when you're in a back game is get out of playing a back game. I would go ahead and try and go forward.
And if it doesn't work, he's crushing,
Yeah.
but hopefully got like
Uh,
9 checkers back.
I don't know. This lets the opponent hit. It lets make the 4-point, the 9-point. I think you got to hit. You got to try and go forward, as also unlikely as that may be. You just don't have the timing to let yourself get saddled into this game.
Is he trying to figure out how to just lose
No.
1 point here?
MCG makes the other play.
I mean,
Yeah. So when you make the other play and your opponent starts thinking about the cube, maybe it wasn't the right way to go.
I'll be back.
Bill's right to be thinking about the cube here. Generally, people wait to double against back games with poor timing too long. I think he is a little short here because Matt still could squirm out some timing. There's the back of the prime, and again, huge swing. If he hits, he fans. Otherwise, you give him so many numbers to do something like that. MCG desperately needs a 2 or a 1, and even then, I don't know. He's going to go, and then he's going to hit. The timing's so rough for this. It might be playable. You have to go ahead. You have to make your opponent take this. Nobody wants to see a cube here as blue. There you go. Six guys behind a 5 prime with a little bit of timing. It just seems too disconnected, too hard. I'd probably let it go. Perhaps it's takeable. It could very well be a take. I don't know it. Yeah. He took, so we get to see it play out. But again, it's very hard to time. Without a spare at the edge there at the back anchor, it's very hard to time. You got like 2 to 3 rolls worth of timing until you better have a guy up on the edge of the prime and find a 6. And here I actually... So you can hit, which puts a guy back behind the prime, but also gives him a better chance to make the anchor and maybe helps his timing. Or you can just make the 12 point and let him play. I think I would just make the 12 point and let MCG roll and hope he goes forward. Rolls some big numbers. Yeah. No, it's live, and they should be able to hear us too. So he hit. I wanted to have hit, but again, not a play I felt very strongly about. With the 2, I think you have to step up from the back. Even though you already have a 6 to come out, you just need the guys at the edge. You can't hope to make that other anchor at this point. Wow, maybe MCG just found a way to time this. Whenever you have doubles to play, I always play the ones that are actually forced first, then I look for the other 2. But make sure they're forced before you actually play them. Like 2 6s here where I think forced, and they weren't the first 2 that he moved. Regardless of whether it's the right play or not, it probably is. And there's a bad 3 out of nowhere. Again, this is one of the things you don't see exactly when you look at the position initially, just that these weird sequences come up when you have so little timing, and it really can just kill your position. Yeah. either down with 2, probably in with the 2, though there's not a big difference, I'm sure, between these plays. You want to get your spares onto the highest points possible when you're coming in. Out with the 6. Then probably 5-4 and just make the board. It's the high roller, Jim. Yeah. Can't hit at this point, and he's got great timing for the 2-4 game he's got. Just in from the back, nothing fancy. Now Matt needs to desperately make his 5-point as quickly as possible and obviously jump men out from behind the prime to make sure he doesn't find a double 3 or double 4 or even 4-3 that hurts him along the way. Looks pretty standard since he didn't really have another good 5-3 to play. He's got to break the prime. I'd probably jump out the back checker now, even though it's real tempting to slot the 5-point. We don't want to make the deuce. It's just too deep. We need those checkers to make the 5. But if we don't come out, we risk a bad double 3, for example, or even an awkward double 2, or it starts to get awkward. So I think he's right to come out there. Get the guys, take the crossovers, get them in as quickly as possible. Hopefully, if we have to leave a shot, we'll do it before MCG ever makes the 5-point. A 5's forced. The 2, probably best to make the ace point instead of 5-3, just in case we do get hit and then there's some action afterwards. He wants to get in on this roll before Matt makes those points. Nice roll. Game pretty much plays itself from here. Matt will make the 5. He'll jump out the back checker. Bill will just hope to roll well and clear from the back. Not really much left to this game. 4 is forced. And then the 2, he's going to play 5-3. You don't put more guys on the ace point. No, you play 5-3. Yep. Good. Good. In your standard easy game. Uh-oh. Bill has not yet saved the gammon. Yeah. Man, that feels like it's going to leave some double shots that have to go through all the numbers. But you look immediately like a 6-4 is disastrous. It's a really bad roll.
Sometimes, you want to make a play that may be more likely to leave 1 shot instead of 2 shots, right? Because you can recover from it. But here he doesn't have any checkers off at all. So he probably just has to bite the bullet and. Yeah.
This looks best, though still pretty nasty. Matt needs to spring his back checker now. I can't see what he rolled. Must not spring his back checker. I see a 4. What's the other die? Anyone see it? 2. Must have been a 4-2. Yeah. So he prepared for the shot. Might have been the right way to go. And 5-3's right here. Now he's got a double shot that virtually wins him the game. 20 numbers. Still not enough to recube because of all the gammons he loses. And because, you miss sometimes.
Oh.
That's
Easy
what
game.
The doctor ordered. Now MCG's going to scramble off the BG. He should still have time. Yeah. He doesn't get off the back anchor, so he doesn't give up 2-1 and 1-1. And now he can run off the back anchor and shouldn't have a problem getting off the BG. He's got to leave the back anchor now. There's no point in staying there. I don't know what he's counting for. There's no reason to stay there. What is against double ones? What would you stay there for? There's no reason to stay there. I mean, he counted that he has 3 rolls, so he's saving against 1-1, but I don't think it's right
yeah.
still. He can still roll small and get BG'd this way.
Would you say double ones is the only thing you gained from?
Right. I think that was wrong not to get off of it. Because it's not like he's going to stay now.
Right.
Yeah. It's a bad play. Oh, well. First 4 points to Phipps. I don't know why we're rolling. 1 double 6 and wrong side of the dice. All right. Come on, pick them up, Matt. You can figure this out. 1, 2, 3. You can't get there. Come on, genius. You can't get there. Do the math. Yeah, there you go.
But he's still okay.
It's easier for geniuses to roll
Roll
it
it.
out than to do it.
Some of them, yeah.
Some other geniuses learn how to count cross.
Yeah. 5-4, he's not desperate enough yet to bring 2 down from the midpoint on the opening roll. Game like this starts, you should keep track of the pip count mentally when it's just starts off being a race right from the beginning if you can. I feel like the 3 is down from the midpoint. The 2 down. I don't like that diversifies a little bit.
No.
I'd bring the 3 down from the mid and up with the 2 from the back, maybe. It's a tough play. These little weird
What do you
plays
think
like
of
this.
slotting the 5 point?
I don't like it.
I don't like the
you
play
don't
he made.
usually don't split and slot because there's too much that can be hit. He's either going to hit you on one side or the other.
Here, but it's in an undeveloped position.
Yeah.
I really don't like coming up from the 24 point.
Yeah.
It lets, White already has the racing advantage. He can dump checkers behind him now.
He didn't have a racing advantage. White had rolled a 6-5 and Blue had rolled a 5-4 and a 3-2.
True, not a racing advantage,
worked
but
good,
the checker back, 1 checker versus
Yeah.
2 checkers back. I don't know. See with the Blue. I'd be interested to know if a 8-5 might be a reasonable
Well, it's
play there.
5-4 split, 6-5 run, 3-2. I can check it on.
8-5 is kind of an improper slot, taking the spear off the 8
Yeah.
Well,
and leaving checkers and leaving.
I'm going to check it right now on
how many checkers were there on the
XG's
8? Were there 3 on the 8 or 4 at the time?
4. There
yeah,
are 4.
so he's 4 checkers on the 8.
Right, there are 4.
And
Well-
white slot ace deuce. So there is no good play with the 3-2.
Yeah, the 3-2 is a very ugly roll, but we got to play the ugly rolls well too. So I'm going to check it right now on XG Mobile, which only gives me apparently a 3-ply red decision, but it's better than no opinion at all, or maybe better than our opinion. I expect a few plays to be close. Let's see. Well, believe it or not, it didn't analyze all the plays, and it stopped on 2-ply. So, but MCG made a decent play.
And 8-5 got no
but
love.
It was just 3-ply red, so I'm not sure, and it would only do 5 moves.
And what was the play?
The one that MCG made up to the 21 and down from the mid with the 2. Proving that a blind squirrel can find a nut every now and again. Oh. Do we pottle or do we make the 3-point? Anyone not familiar with what pottling is? It's just running the last checker.
Named after Sam Pottle?
Yes, sir. And I like making the 3-point. It's just Blue has no immediate threat. Here he's probably going to have to hit and cover. All the way up. Hit and cover again. Yeah. He's still thinking if he should roll to save the gammon from last game. And we're probably going to see a cube soon, because Matt's position is totally stripped out. He's going to have a hard time finding something to play when he comes in. He's going to just slot the 4-point.
Get the cube. Cube this?
Up 4-0, maybe not. Maybe a little early. It's too simple of a take. Obviously, just hit and keep going. We don't hit off the 8-point. We don't care if he makes the anchor because he can't play that back game anyway. Neil, you can come up here and talk into this if you want.
I'm not talking up here because I have a match.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just asking a few things.
Yeah. I don't think the checker in the rear really does much as far as coverage, so it should probably go all the way around. Yep. Now we got your standard 20-point holding game, and if I knew the race, I'd know whether to double or not.
Well, I don't think you have any market losers because you got 5 checkers up on the
Yeah.
midpoint, so and a blot out there. So I don't
if
think
the
it's a
race
double
is
at
good
this
enough,
point.
6-4 is a market loser for sure.
Well,
Things like that. You just
I'd
got to
be
play
surprised if
safe.
that's a double.
Yeah. Again, I'd have to know the race, and I don't know how much we're up, and too lazy to count. Not my match. I don't count. Math is hard. All right, so now Phipps is going to count. So we've got 68 in the outfield for White, and then 17 and 35 in the inner board. It looked like. I don't know if he had a double before that roll, but
Again,
I didn't figure it out.
With 5 checkers on the midpoint, even if he
Yeah.
rolls doubles.
Well, I mean, he could have rolled a 3-3 or a 6-6, depending on the double. It could have. Again, he had to have a big racing lead, so
Right.
it probably wasn't. Now it obviously is.
Yeah.
I don't like Matt's position just because his board is trashed. So the hitting vig goes out of it, and I assume he doesn't have a lot of racing vig either. This feels like he's down on the scoreboard. It still feels like pretty weak to me.
Well, and he's got to escape that 3rd checker from the
Yeah.
20-point, and he could get thumped on the way out. And
Put this in the computer. I think with no 8-point, this is a borderline take.
yeah,
Really?
he's
Even with the
Because I mean, I know the board is trashed, but there's recube vig too.
I don't like the board being crashed. I didn't know the race. I mean, I have to know the race, obviously, to make it good. I
So-
just never finished counting.
Well, here's an interesting 5-4. Do you pay now or pay later?
He should have thought about that before he doubled. Or while he doubled and was thinking about what to do. Like what MCG, whether he was taking or not. I'm putting in the position to get the pip count now instead of, again, not being lazy and counting it myself. I really don't like Matt's junked up board. So unless the pip count tells me, yeah, the pip count says 30 pips. I probably let that go. Ugh.
What's the computer say?
Yeah, let's see. So again, we're going to see what little 3-ply says here. 3-ply still thinks it's a pretty clear take. I'm sure that will get worse, but I don't. Actually, it's 2-ply. Sorry, it only went to 2-ply because I thought it was so clear of a take. No, it can't.
Can you set it to 3-ply?
No.
You can't overrule it.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
No.
What did it say for a take?
It's 75-25 position, so 0.875 is what 2-ply said. It'll end up being stronger than that, but it could very well be a take.
Put the score in, right?
No, he's lazy. Score will help Matt a little. Not a ton, but. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Well, my gut tells me that's the right play.
I'm going with your gut then. I'll pay now.
Yes.
Almost the minimum amount of shots. Again, Matt's board. This is part of why I didn't like taking.
The reason not to pay is that spare has to get away properly.
Yeah, the spare, I mean, it gets away with 7s, 9s, and above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes it comes out and you don't hit it.
Yeah.
and even if you do hit it, it hangs back and comes back in on the ace point or something.
We just
and
don't
it's
buy
annoying.
a lot of timing when we play the 5-4 otherwise. We get another roll or two.
I tend to pay here myself.
Yeah.
Here.
So Neil is paying. Everyone's paying now here.
I wouldn't bet on it though. But
I'd bet on it. Why not?
yeah, you're stripping both points.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's not a lot of timing left. Again, I'm going to ask our magic friend now and see what he says.
There's
But
some
we're
nice-
all
yeah.
paying now
There
here.
are nice scenarios where
Everyone that spoke up anyway.
Bill gets to win a gammon when he doesn't roll a perfecto and he comes back
Yeah.
in on a 4 and
Uh,
dances and
XG says it's very close, so not a lot of help. I didn't know I was commentating, or I would have brought down my laptop to get actual answers.
usually wrong to strip both.
And we could just make the 3-point.
Come down anyway. I thought it was much better.
I know it makes them a little out of order.
I think it's a lot better.
Huh. I might have just made the 3-point there in case double twos or double fours is rolled. And again, it's the second best point you can make anyway. MCG might be worried a little bit about a running gammon, so he wanted to get his guys moving. Not a lot in any of these plays anyway.
If I didn't have a match, I would bring my left
Yeah.
top.
I think he should have played 8-6-4-1 there. That's a common mistake. There's no reason to take that guy off the 6-point. Yeah, wins your match. What do you got?
Frank Talbot was ahead 12-5. I played a winner.
It's in the main still.
Right.
Nice.
Money rounds.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Which typically means you can lay 2-1 odds against him. You have to be a favorite.
Matt's just got to bring both guys in. He doesn't really need to save a 6, I feel like, because he'll either clear the point now or Phipps will mess up his inner board next turn or just clear the point, and he'll be able to run either way.
Even if he doesn't fix him, the joker and hurt him.
Yeah.
Picking and passing will result in possibly getting hit.
Yeah. So even here, I mean, you're going to run the guy because it just doesn't leave a lot. Double ones was already really good anyway, so it's just really 3-1. I think you go. Man, there's some pick and pass numbers in there, I guess, but 3-2 and 3-4.
And they leave you shot.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Yeah,
An open deuce point with an awkward position.
yeah. He clears it. I'd go ahead and slot the 3 just in case. The gammon's saved already anyway, unless you're trying for race vig.
Or you're
Which
worried,
slotting the 3 isn't bad
you
either.
get the shot, but you don't want to have a slotted.
Yeah, but you don't get the
3-point.
shot immediately, so the next ace you roll, you cover.
Well,
I would have.
so
just.
you always
slotted.
roll another ace.
Yeah.
I'm not so good at that.
I'll bet slotting was plenty right.
Yeah, me too. Very.
Check him in
Yeah.
there.
for race fig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even for the race, 4-3 isn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wins both ways. And it looks like Phipps is up 6-0. Reminds me of my match with him where I wasn't in it. Matt looking for that 1,000,000-to-1 shot to win this here. Still playing correctly. This is one, while there might be no difference in equity, you don't waste your clock time on plays like this. This is silly to waste any clock time on this. It's ridiculous. Pick one. Phipps on a 3 roll and MCG on your obvious 3-double-3 roll. He did the math. There you go. Same start as last game. 5-4, 6-5. Yep. And now Matt's going to roll a 3-2, and it's going to be last game all over again. Alright, he broke the pattern.
I was going to
Take the anchor, make the 4, and yeah.
I don't know if every game starts that way. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I knew how to play it. It always happens. All right, Bill's just looking to run the back guy now and get the heck out of there before anything. Nice. All right, so either Matt finds a 3 or a 10, or we turn back into another boring game. He's thinking about doubling now, but it's just a desperation cube. It's way too early to to be sending cubes like this, even at a 6-0 lead. The match is too long. You're just handing your opponent a gift if you double positions like this. He has no thought on whether to take or not. He just picks it up, and he's happy to go along. Absolutely have to hit first and see how he enters before you can double this. I probably would have slotted the 5 and played 6-4 there, but not a lot in it. Safety's the checker. Again, we should have kept a running count from the beginning of this. When nothing gets hit and someone gets a high anchor and you've escaped with a 6-5, just keep a running count.
Well, Matt has 130.
Yeah, his is easy. Yeah,
that's easy. And Bill has
it's going to
106, 136, 132.
Yeah, it's going to be close, so Bill has to keep the 11 point here to block him in further and obviously develop both stacks. Now, just make... that's not terrible.
I don't like that.
It's more builders to make outfield points, and Blue's not running right now anyway, so he'll make the 4 point in time, unless, of course, Blue runs that way. And then you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it anyway.
That's right.
So probably slot the 5 and play...
So Bill's ahead 2 pips on the previous roll.
What is that? We're racing here. What are you doing? That is not a good racing move. I mean, he got some crossovers, but that felt inflexibly wrong to put all the guys on the 6 and just flat out take crossovers.
Let's see. Matt has 110, and Bill has 106.
Your count must be wrong then.
I can't believe that's right.
I can't
92. Matt has 110, and Bill has... Help me here.
There's 7 guys on that 6 point.
102, 106.
All right. I'm not counting. Someone else have to do it again. I'm not getting paid. My time's off.
What am I missing?
You're clearly missing something. Did you count both players?
Maybe I didn't count Matt's correctly. 42, 62, 92, 110.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong about the count.
I
If it was
must have been
close
wrong.
and he
I'm
rolled
obviously
double
I'm
puck,
the
yeah.
minority here, but
And one of these
At
two
least-
players
yeah.
doubled, and yeah.
you remember the position?
Oh, you know.
Something like it. Yeah, that's right.
So it was 110 for black, and now I got 2 white checkers left. You're way off on white's count.
Am I?
Yeah, I have 2 checkers left.
No, 2 checkers go back here.
Right.
Yeah, so
So 124.
124. Okay.
So the count was 124 or 1 to 110, something like that. And with the score lead and the wastage, it was a pass.
Oh, I guess they were okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had the same thing as he did, 106. Are you debating the 106 count?
I don't know what they did, but I'm going to believe XG's count.
I guess basically,
It's at least close enough.
Bill apparently may have had 3 checkers stacked on his 6 point that I didn't see. So he must. It looked like 5 checkers on the 6 point, but maybe he had 8 checkers on the 6 point. Yeah, so I didn't notice.
I got it right, yeah.
So that's it. Yeah, so he had 8 checkers on the 6 point instead of the 5 that my blind eye could only see.
Yeah.
And that would account for the 18 pips.
All right, so where are we in this game? Phipps is on roll. I feel like he rolled a 2-1. He's hit both checkers. What's he waiting on? Anchor and probably hit again off the 5 point. Yep.
Yeah, it's consistent with the game plan.
Jim Pasco's game. Is he still in the room? No. And we slot keep it up, keep consistent.
Which is to say, no real game plan.
Yes, nothing yet.
Just put the checkers where they belong.
Going to hit with the 3. And with the 5, I would venture probably down from the mid. I don't like slashing on the ace point with him already anchored up.
I don't like slashing on the ace point.
Yeah, I knew he was going to look at it. To keep him from making that anchor,
there's
put a
something to be
couple in the
said
air. I don't
for,
like it. I would just come down 13-8.
You could do that, or you could just keep going 18-13.
Yeah, 18-13 is a little stacky. Again, you're not worried about him hitting you from the bar.
Yeah.
This did
It's
keep
just
him from
one
getting a
less-
second anchor a lot more efficiently, though. So maybe this was good.
Well, maybe.
Um,
The problem with putting a check on your ace point is you usually have to cover it.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, you don't mind covering it if you got, 4 of the opponent's blots flying around like we do here. Matt might actually be close to a double. He's right to think about it there because of the score difference. And now he's going to hit and cover the ace. He's got a 4-3 to play. Or you could make the 4-point. This is... Let's get good ones.
Ugh.
This is good.
maybe the right play, but
I mean, this is right if he doesn't roll a deuce or double threes or double fours.
so now you're playing a positional game with basically 13 checkers, and
Yeah. Well, now you're just
Yeah.
trying to blitz him. You hope he enters poorly and you keep up the blitz.
wow,
That's a tough call.
that's
I'm gonna.
that's a very glasses half full view of your.
Yeah, I
your
think I make
chances
the
on that.
4.
I think so too.
Yeah.
In a way, you'd almost prefer to get the blot on the ace
Yeah.
hit and recirculated.
And there's the other anchor. We're in for another long game. Matt's going to come in and remake one of those points and hit maybe. Nope, just hit and anchor up. And just hop out with the 4 off the anchor. We don't need to bring the other guy up from the ace. We leave him back there for coverage. We leave him back there to hopefully make a second anchor, and when we're hit again, we just throw a guy in the outfield.
Sure.
I'm not sure what else he's considering here.
There really isn't much else. Well, I guess that's what he's thinking.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. It's inflexible.
Yeah. 3 checkers are generally all I find I really need on my 5 point.
Yeah,
My
so make
opponent's
that
5
and then
point.
come out with the 6. Yeah, see, now we'd have a double shot out there. Not that hitting it's so important, but pushing him back is. Just buying yourself some time.
Yeah.
Now we got to run all the way around.
Yeah.
And just safety. No, he could hit. He could hit and try and get off of there right now.
Hitting seems to make sense. You've got to clear the
Yeah, you
bar
dis-
point pretty soon anyway.
Yeah,
And
dislodge
you don't
yourself.
care if you're hit back.
Yeah.
It's not like you're in trepidation of your opponent's board.
Yeah, seems a good time to clear it. And now Bill wishes he had that checker back on the ace point if he gets hit.
Right.
I think people get a lead. I think he gets a lead and he gets worried about playing a little safe and cutting down on gammons. You still generally have to play to win. I don't see anything fancy here. I mean, you can get away with pretty much anything with the 5 because,
I guess he's trying to make the 3 point.
yeah, he's trying to aim at the 3 or the 8.
That seems to
The
be,
8 point's a good point too. Those two are both good points.
Plenty of time to make the 3 point.
Yeah. He can pretty much get away with any 5 he wants.
Right.
So
Probably not a big equity difference.
Oh, Bill would have a 3rd anchor maybe. And Matt comes in with the 3. And are we going to keep up hitting? out with the 4 is pretty solid. Before I liked hitting off the 9-point because it was White's 9-point, and it was a builder taking away from him any development. Now it's our 9-point, which adds a builder for the 3, but leaves us real loose. Even though he has no board and we can probably get away with it. I think I just anchor up here.
Yeah, what do you really gain from hitting?
Yeah, hardly anything.
Give him a chance to make a third anchor.
Yeah, I like anchoring.
Yeah. And it's 3 less headaches to worry about because you're only dealing with 1 blot instead of 4. Not that you're worried about the board, but you got to take care of them at some point.
Yeah. With 4 blots, you are worried about something going wrong. With 1 blot, nothing can go wrong. I think hitting's wrong. The more I think about it, the more wrong it gets.
And Matt decides to anchor.
I see a 6. I can't see the other die. Maybe a 3?
So
in that case, I would...
Oh, 6-1.
Oh, it must be 6-1.
Oh.
Then that is completely valid. Yes.
Yeah, you're running slim on outfield spares at this point.
Yeah.
And you got to get
hitting doesn't
some
get you
ammunition
anywhere.
into the outer board, I think.
Yeah, I like coming out and making the outfield point.
Oh.
All right. And all the way up because there's nothing else.
Well, worked out beautifully. It did. He has to start a board somewhere.
True.
I don't see the need to give a double shot.
Well, you're going to give up a lot anyways, and you hate being hit on the 5-point because when you're missed, if you get hit loose, he gets to make his 5-point coming back, and you got to give up a lot anyway. You can't hit on the ace point just because it's behind 2 anchors. It kind of puts it spare permanently out of play. Yeah.
Now I guess you hit twice.
Again, you can't. Whenever you're going to hit off your 6-point, if it's with the last spare, don't do it so eagerly, especially when you're in a position with 7 guys in the zone. You just can't follow up a hit.
Right.
So I don't think I would hit here. I think it's weak. I think it's just not enough around to follow up, even when it works.
Mm-hmm. So did you keep going or come back?
Maybe
get your
come
spare
up
up
to
to the 5-point.
Maybe come up to the 20 at this point. Keep going or come up to the 20. I think I'd come up to the 20.
Anyway, you come up to the 20, you're limiting your future options.
Yeah. Well, now he's got 4 back.
True.
It's
it's
we're
a
not in a
mutual
back.
holding
Yeah,
game.
it's a mutual double anchor, almost kind of holding game without both players having the double anchor. So I like that. Looks like a 1-4, which is in and out. And we just got to push the outfield checker around. We at least push him 2 and then think about stepping up with the ace. But I think it's fine. A 3-2. MCG rolls some of the toughest 3-2s around. I'm not sure. I like
that.
that.
Surprises me. I don't.
I'm not sure.
What does that
It might be-
accomplish?
It dupes 3s, and making the 8-point would be nice. Double 5s is fantastic roll. Just everybody out now. Just out. Bill has picked up his phone, checking his phone, tweeting about his roll right now. Oh, Matt's checking his phone too. They must have sports bet going on.
I think he's texting Matt about what a great roll he just rolled.
Like, did you see my roll? I
Yeah.
rolled double 5s. I'm playing this big fish.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
In your face, MCG.
Yeah. They actually stopped the clock to check their phones. I wish Falafel were here to give him a harder time than I'm going to. Well, since this is not an ABT ruled event, I mean, it's a high roller event. Yeah. And they're probably checking sports lines, honestly. Yeah. Well, Matt's on Grinder, obviously. I think Phipps is on J-Date. I'm not sure. Huh? Yeah, did you? Ben think he has a match on the Grinder. Uh-oh, we're back to action. So just make the 3-point. No, why would you do that? Just make the 3.
Grinder, is that like a sandwich app?
I think it's the gay Tinder.
It's like a 2.
Must be a 2 if that's how he's playing it. Yeah, it's a kind of an ugly roll in this position. So why wouldn't we just slot the 5-point then, if a 2 is what we have left?
Because you've already played the
Oh,
wrong
because it's a 6-5. That's why.
Oh, there you go.
In that case, I think that's the right move. Oh, we got a safe play. My bad. Yeah. Safe play's right, clearly, with Blue's board.
Sure.
We would really like to keep the coverage with that back checker, but it plays so poorly otherwise we have to run it out.
Oh.
And I think somebody's off to the races.
And a complex game just got very simple.
Yep. Went from 4 and 5 back a piece to a couple double 5s later, and we're just in a standard old race.
Yeah.
Now he's going to make it his 5-point.
Well, I got a match.
Yeah. Good luck, sir. Just 13-10. Matt's hoping to roll a 5 or a 9 or above. Get one of those checkers going. Bill's just hoping to clear his rearmost point, and then eventually someone will count the race for me again. And I know it leaves a bad 6-1, but I just slot the 5-point. It's best for the race. It's best for every containment, and very little downside. Just slot the deuce. Maybe break the 8 or make the deuce. Maybe making the deuce is better to keep more guys to play.
Okay, John. Back to this. Think you're all by yourself?
Yeah, nobody agrees with any of my plays, so I talk to myself.
And I thought nobody thought they could hold the candle to you.
A lot of people would like to hold a candle to me. Yeah, you just got to slot the ace there. Another bad roll. Phipps is wanting to clear his 10-point or his 15-point, and he rolls the bad 6-1. So minimize shots and gives himself some spares to play. Seems like too much. It's 16 shots compared to 11 shots. And again, I don't know the race because no one's counted it for me, but it doesn't seem fantastic. I think he just clears the 10 like he did. Looks like 6-3 gets to run around again. He's got a safety that checker, so it's probably going to the ace point. Matt hoping to roll a 7 here. Any 7 will do. Looks like an 8, maybe. I think he's got to just make the ace and nothing cute like switching off the 6 and 5. I think the 6 and 5 wastes too much, damages the board too much. It's too hard to put it back together and doesn't buy you a ton of timing. I would just go to make the ace and hope the next turn I can break the midpoint. Or again, roll something that you only break the 6 point next turn. And white has to play too. White's position is no bargain. I can't see the time right now, but it'll be interesting to see when they get down. Yeah, this is the play I think's unnecessary. We don't need to buy timing that badly here. White's position is stripped out. White's board is not perfect. And we have lots of rolls where we don't have to leave a shot next turn, so just make the ace point. Okay, we only have a couple. We got like 6 rolls next time that leave a shot. We can't worry about this. So 2-2. Somebody's got to count the race now. What was the race count we got? Was that before or after the roll? Huh? White was ahead a little. So the pip count we got was white was ahead a few pips after the roll. And here's why Matt could just cover the ace with the 5-3. Again, he can leave a shot now because of white's sloppy board. The blot, the Swiss cheese kind of board. I think I wouldn't take the crossover there. I'd leave the 3s duplicated, I think, right off. Here we've got, let's see, maybe it is less, 2-3 and 2-5. Yeah, I might have left it. This is going to get ugly. There's Rory behind me. He's the only jackass that would do that that's here. Don't even need to look. How'd your match go?
I won.
Yeah, nice.
I survived the game and with 2 up against a 5.4 by rolling boxes. Well, he switched with double 2s.
Yeah.
And then I rolled boxes.
Oh, of course.
Like 2 rolls later. But then I want to get a game and a game and go properly.
Oh, nice. Who you play next? You know?
Michi or someone. Oh, sorry. Michi or someone.
Okay. So Bill ended up hitting there, and he's probably going to pay the price for it. Matt doesn't even have to come off the anchor unless he's playing on, which he could do. That play is kind of assuming you're going to cash next roll when he fans. The other play is better on the other 25 rolls where you can just play on. I think I probably go big. Two 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 6. It does leave a lot of double hitters though. 2 5. Almost everything double hits here. Maybe you just cash. I'm as confused as he is. So now if Fanny's too good and a hit, he's up the creek. And there you go. Easy game, yep. Probably just going to double hit, I think. You're leaving a ton of shots anyway. You might as well get the second guy in the air as a compensation. That's just too many shots. It's going to be 5-1, 5-6, 3-1, 3-6, 1-1, 1-6, double threes, double fives. It's just as many shots, and you don't get the advantage of having the second guy in the air. Yeah. Throw the second guy in the air and just hope he doesn't roll an ace. I don't see any merit to any other play. Anyone? Anyone want to play anything else? The whole room is either yawning or not answering it. The easiness of this play. All right, he finally did hit. And a fan. So now we're just going to play on. But not before we waste some more clock time. You got 1s, 2s, 3s, and 6s that hit again, and you got 3s, 8s, and 9s that cover. I feel like I'd be happy if you cubed me here as blue, and I could pass. It's 5 blots. There are obviously backgammons in the air. I know blue has a really strong board, but you cover the ace point, and blue has nothing. I mean, that's like the worst case scenario. Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of better sequences, but just if you cover the ace point, blue has 2 in the air against a 4-point board, what can he do? Bill will eventually roll. He, again, likes, I don't know. If we were on ESPN, we'd go to break right now and have some sports commercials. All right, and he rolls. All right, so he covers, and then he comes out. Matt's got 2 numbers that are good, and the rest of them don't count for much. Four, 2. Interesting. So if we hit the blot in the outfield, we hit that. That leaves double threes still as a potential anti-joker. If we hit the other blot in the outfield, I think there are no anti-jokers. This keeps pressure on all 5 blots and brings more guys to bear on the 5 point. That play I would have looked at a little longer, but then I would have had a lot more clock time from rolling immediately. So. And now he makes the 5, I think. I think that's a 4-2, isn't it? Yeah. Still, the double threes could bail him out. MCG's got a pretty strong arm. That's why I usually play doubles with him. Well, strong enough to keep him in, a little life. A little life. Oh. And the whiff. That leaves 3-6. Maybe just leave 3-3. come in with the 4 and move the 3 18-15? No, that's twice as many numbers. I just leave the 3-3. I don't see the value of this over leaving 3-3. We would have had more shots at the other blot and less shots ourselves. Uh-oh, somebody might get worried and think about cubing now. Personally, I'm greedy. I would probably take another roll. Well, what do we have that can go really wrong? You got to find numbers that leave indirect shots, and then we get hit. Because obviously 11 rolls are great. You're going to have some rolls that leave indirects, but you're going to leave an indirect, and then you're going to get hit by like 3 shots. So, I mean, they exist, but there just doesn't seem to be a lot of them. Not if you hit that blot. On 11 rolls, you've still got lots of gammon chances. I would bet this is still too good, and I think a lot of people would get scared and cash this. 1-1, all the ones are good, so 2-2, you're going to leave a few shots. 3-2, you're not leaving any shots. 4-2, you're leaving some shots. 5-2, you're not leaving any shots. 6-2, you're leaving a few shots. 4-3, you might not even leave any shots because if you plan on cashing the turn after. 4-3, you don't leave any. 5-3, you might not leave any. 6-3, you don't leave any. 5-4, you'll have to leave a couple. 6-4, you'll have to leave them, and 6-5 is fine. So, yeah, there aren't that many that, I mean, again, you leave however many numbers that was, not that many that just leaves basically 3 shots or so. I would definitely play on. If he stares at this long enough, I'm going to put it in just to... I say it's a definite play on. Anyone else want to vote while we're here? After I talked you into playing on? Anyone?
No, I'm scared. I'll have to cash.
We've got one person cashing. Not scared to speak up. I'm not sure what everyone else would do. Nobody wants to tell me.
Cash.
All right, lots of other people are saying cash.
Join the bandwagon. Come on. Come on in. Play dead, right?
What? Why did he play the... oh, yeah, he didn't want to leave a shot. Yeah. I am getting to looking up see if this is a cash or not. The room seemed to vote against me, so... and it's very close. That's all XG can tell you. And that is, unfortunately, I had to put it in for a money game owning the cube because it's XG mobile, so I couldn't put in the score. I'll still take the bet on too good if anyone wants after, but the room voted against me, and that's why backgammon's not a democracy. And we're still too good. What happened to MCG? He rolled bad double threes or something? Yeah. And just rip them off. You just rip checkers off at this point. Matt's board's all busted. Huh. I think you have to split for the 6-3 and the 5-3. And then just come into the 6 point. Even though it leaves 2 interboard blots, you're not expecting to get and hit a shot. Again, it's a pretty long parlay, so don't waste any pips, but you still got to be there in case you do. And you can't come off the back anchor because then you give up 6-3 and 5-3 just being only a single shot. You got to bring it in. Yep. So So all the big doubles, 6-3, 5-3, 6-1, 5-1. There's a shot. He needs a Fogerland again. Oh. Wow. Yeah, I think you just come off. You're not expecting ever to get a shot again. You're not really giving up that much on the ones that hit. There can't be much to this. I would just come off the anchor, but there can't be much to it. Because he's got 10 to get the gammon crossovers. You got 10 to save the gammon. It's just your crossovers are a lot farther, so and you're not on roll, so you're very likely to get G'd here. You can still run off of it though if you can roll like Matt. Yeah, hey, I know how strong Matt's arm is. I won't tell you about the exercises he does. All right, we got another shot. 1, 2, 1, 4, 6. Where the majority of them hit and cover at least one. All right, do we still have a? We still have a 1 to play. You rip it off. It saves you a roll. You rip off the checker. You're not making him waste hardly any pips by hitting. You rip off the checker. It saves you a roll. And miss. So in with the 4 and up with the 3. I don't think there's any point in not wasting. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's one crossover. Either this is a little more flexible, planning for doubles if that's the only way to save it. The other way didn't waste any pips for sure. All right, what can he get? 6s or 6s? You're going to need 3 crossovers, so you're going to have to take one guy in. One crossover you're going to need, so you're going to need 6s or 6s. And that's 6s or 6s. And there goes the clock time again. Yeah. 6s or 6s. Yeah. The one game rollout says it was a play on. The only one that ever matters.
This is the finals?
No, this is actually the finals, isn't it? MCG and no, the finals this is the semis. The finals will be against Falafel. Falafel's in the finals already.
So you can get even with them by narrating.
Yeah. Now, Phipps and MCG are in their own world, so I'm going to assume, since I don't see either of their phones, this is what we call a break. Most people are streamed. There we go. Michelle had to do it for them. Players, take note. You're allowed to put that little sign there yourself. And I'd bet on the over for 5 minutes. just in that room right there. Huh?
What was the number of people that they had out there?
In the high roller, there were 19 people that bought in.
Okay.
So, and then Bill Phipps had to buy an extra spot to make it an even number. And then after we all played our first match, then there were 4 people who got an anti-buy and were compensated for that.
Right.
That is it looks like a 5-4. Has he moved anything yet? No.
We don't know yet.
No, double 4 he would have probably played quickly, I think.
What's the green light indicates on the left?
The green light says I'm talking.
Are they on time?
What do you mean on the break? Do you mean as it clocked? Yeah, that's clocked. So it would have been 42 minutes and a 12-second delay because you get 2 minutes per point. And it seems like a lot of time, but it's not really. It's a 5-4. You can tell by the way MCG's playing it. And he should be he looks... Yeah, what else is he going to play? 2 to the 4 point, it looks like.
Played 5.
Yeah. All right, he played the 4, and yeah, that looks like the right play. He can't take many risks here, and every play was pretty ugly. There's your 4-4, which goes to the 8 point. There you go. Now again, I'm going to need someone to count the race.
What's that stick? 4-3?
Yeah, it was 4-3. Again, from here, Bill's just going to try and clear points. I feel like he might be up a little. And here he'll probably play 6-5. He might be able to play 4-3 though. 6-5 is probably a little bit better. Ooh, I don't know about that. That creates a bad 6-1, bad 6-2. I'm not sure about that. Oh, he must have been preparing for Matt's roll. 6-1. He has to play the 6. Next turn, White wouldn't have had a 6 to play. And Matt's got to be, let's see, what's Matt up here? We're not going to count? Matt must have the count already. Oh, no, he already doubled. I came into this game late. Sorry. So Matt had already doubled, and I was off chatting about the Cyprus tournament. Herb was telling me how great it was last year and trying to convince me to go. Just the other room. It's just right there. Yeah. You could walk in and watch if you wanted. Just that room, out to the hallway, take a left right there.
You don't get the commentary in there.
I know. Well, who knows? Maybe Falafel's in there watching. You get some noises at least. And I also got a text from someone who's listened to the commentary that says Cyprus is amazing, and Gibraltar, which is in a month, is even better, if that's possible.
What part of Cyprus area?
I've been asked whether it's a Turkish side or Greek side of Cyprus, and I haven't been, so I don't know. We'll see if I get a text answering that. Yeah, this is streaming. Yeah.
What does the match do?
Matches to 21. And we just need to get 2 off this roll to have a prayer. A little 4-1, make it exciting. No good. Turkish side. Yep. Whoever wins this match is on to the finals and in the money round. We haven't had a break in a while, so we're going to take another one.
Did Falafel win his round?
Yeah, Falafel's in the finals.
So it could be Matt against Falafel?
Yeah, it's one of those two against Falafel Fish. Thanks, Carter. Someone else already told me it was the Turkish side. You're too slow. You got to be quicker on the texts. probably, I mean, MCG's out.
Fran, is this Mike's match?
Excuse me?
Is this Mike? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I knew Mike was playing, but.
No, no, this is the match going on there, Bill Phipps and Matt.
So we're back in action here. They just sat down. Quick cube must have been from MCG. Got up with a double sixes, it looked like, and whites barely moved. At a normal score, that might even have been a double, so the lopsided score we're at, it's clear double for MCG. And hit, make the inner board point rather than anchor. Or one, he's just going to make the anchor. He's going to come out with the 4 and get off the 5 point and then decide which ace to push around. Usually just going furthest is best. And slotting the 5 point. One another of these boring games. He's going to push the checker around probably. Just going to make the 5 point. I think it's a little loose to hit, I think. Unless he picks it up. This might not be bad. Yeah, it's probably good since he could pick it up. Now we get into hitting fest. I feel like he hits off the 5 point here. He's still got the big stack. Breaking the mid's going to leave a lot of numbers to hit back. He should hit off the 5. I mean, that gives up the mid permanently. Leaves too many return. It leaves more blots. Probably just as many shots. And this, when it works, is a pretty huge gain. Looks like we're going to probably hit, probably pick up the checker, and probably move up with the back checker. I'm not seeing many other options. I guess we could skip hitting. No. I mean, if you're going to hit, why would you switch points? Yeah. I guess not hitting is probably a smart idea.
Right, Doran's back, so everyone who's waiting for me can start watching again. What did I miss, Stick?
You missed MCG getting a couple points. That's about it.
Yeah.
And he doubled. He doubled early in this game. It was the right time, but it was an early cube.
Yeah.
And Phipps is just trying to run his back checker, get the heck out of there any way he can. That's going to be
Not
ugly.
with that roll.
Yeah. He could play it safe, but there's no need to play it that super safe. So we're just going to slot the 5. There's a minor duplication of 3s involved, and there's just nothing else to play. 4-1's going to hit and cover. Must have been cocked. And he wishes it was cocked. All right, so pretty huge swing there. Phipps nowhere near a recube just because of the score, but he can make the deuce or he can make the 5 and hit loose. I feel like making the 5 is the right way to go because making the deuce is just, it's too hard to fill in those points now. That's a big gaping opening. It's hard to ever fill at this point. And then that dilly builder never gets used. This is a lot more solid construction, even though it leaves, like 13 decent shots.
The spare on the 3-point belongs on the
Yeah,
2-point.
exactly. You don't want to kill that checker. This is...
That doesn't look right.
Yeah, I mean, now he just comes in with even one number and you've got nothing. You can't do anything here. Unless he hits back, I mean, you've got a monster position.
Yeah.
So no hit, just rolls an ace. Now,
it's like a big double.
Even at the score, it's a recube, mind you. So we can't just go flipping around recubes when we've got a lopsided score. But it is a pretty solid position. Huh.
Well,
so
it's so solid. I would drop it in probably pretty quickly.
I'm not sure. I'm definitely not dropping it quickly. I haven't gotten to that part yet. Some people start with it's a take or a drop, which is fine. It's a good way to work because if you decide it's a drop, it's obviously not too good. So then you would double.
Well, if we start from that position, you might take this as blue.
I might take this as blue at the score.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish blue had his 3-point instead of his 2-point because that makes his inner board and his prime a little disjointed. So that's kind of a structural weakness. But let's assume white covers because white's going to cover all the time. And blue enters because that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It's not all roses for white to bring it home.
No.
I mean, it's not especially hard, but it's not especially easy either.
And it's interesting that Matt has made the deuce point in
Yeah.
his home board instead of the 3-point or the 4-point.
Yeah.
In a way that seems like it might tip
I
the scales a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a good double because it's not an easy take if it's a take. Though at the score, that's tough. I'm going to try and run through the numbers and see how we look. There, of course, are some numbers that don't cover. There's not a ton of them, but maybe about a handful, maybe. Looks like a handful of numbers don't cover, maybe about 5. Just looking real quick. And some other numbers are going to play a little awkward, so they're going to cover, but they also may hit in the process and hit loose again and leave a blot. Some of the 6s aren't the prettiest covers ever either. So there is some work to do here. I really wish Matt had his 3 instead of his 2. If he had his 3 instead of his 2, I feel like I'd take for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his recubes to 8 are so monstrous. With the open 4, I mean, again, he's going to cover the 2, and then Matt comes in. It's unfortunate Matt doesn't have anything really to play when he comes in. All his points are stripped off.
Right. And it's hard to envision a scenario where he's going to have any type of an efficient recube anytime soon. Even if he survives the onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, if he survives the immediate, he's in a really solid game. He'll just break his midpoint, make the 4 the 3 with the other 5 checkers he has, and then just kind of wait.
Right, with a pretty lousy, with a bar point, ace point
5
game. Again, I don't see that resulting in a recube.
I'm gonna guess at the score this is a take. I think it's a tough take. I'm not very happy about it, but if I was the kind of person who would bet money on things, that would be where I was going. and Matt took it. So
Well,
my bet
very-
just got better.
Very bold take. Well,
Again, some things this cover's fine, but again, now if blue just comes in, this is not an easy game.
sure. Definitely
This is a lot of the sequences where he covers, but
he only comes
we're
in about
favored
half
to
the
come
time
in.
here. Well, great roll.
great. And he comes up. I think he just plays 8-5.
No, I think he slots the 3-point.
No.
Why not?
The 3-point's just
Just not
too
useful?
deep, and it's a blot out there. Like you definitely want to make them in order, and it's harder to cover because you only have one cover for the 3-point.
Having made the 2-point already?
But you have 3 builders aimed at 2 points now, so you have a lot of natural point making numbers
Sure.
anyway. And that's a good roll for Bill. Again, now we either make a high point or we abandon the midpoint right away. So now we make the 3-point.
Same difference.
Transposed,
Yeah.
You leave the midpoint there for now. Double ones would be a nice wreck. 5-4 already
not so
against.
great either.
Yep. He can play freely because Matt's board again. It's a little out of order. The open 4-point that won't be filled anytime soon.
And no ammunition in range either.
Yeah. Because Bill really does need to fill that 4-point to bring it home.
Double one?
Double ones, yeah. He's again. Why do this instead of just slot the 4-point?
Yeah.
I don't get switching points. Just slot the 4. There's no point in switching to a weaker point here. Now a little 6-5, spice things up a bit. 4-1 he covers, so it's really good position for Bill now, even though he's got to leave a shot. That covers. It's not terrible.
Not terrible at all.
Yep.
Oh, that's not so bad either.
Nope. But the spares are.
Yeah.
The spares that deep can end up hurting when he's going to bear off against this 24-point anchor game. Matt just wants to roll something small now to hold his position. Again, to force him to leave shots on a lot of numbers here. 5s and 6s and 4s that are big or ruin the board. Exactly. And now the spares are deeper and he's got shots now. So even if he hits, he can redouble because when white enters, he'll be breaking his board. It's too desperate to redouble right now, Matt. I mean, again, that's...
Oh, he's earned the right to look, given his good
He's got.
take
I
at
mean,
the
if he's
redouble.
playing me because of the skill difference, obviously he should redouble here. I mean, that's just a big. I probably drop because of the skill difference,
Sure,
but
sure.
It's you're just not. You're nowhere near out of the woods.
But you
when
would,
you hit.
you would have held on to the cube knowing that in the first place.
Yeah,
You would have
exactly.
done the Gaby Horowitz anchor approach. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an anvil around your neck.
Yeah. So now Matt just pushes them around, wait for this barrel, hope it gets awkward because all of Bill's spares are so deep. So that's a
it's
good number
very
to
nice
start
roll.
with. But again, he's going to have horror numbers right away. Obviously, the 6-5s and the 5-4s are going to be very bad. Just keep them both in the outfield somewhere, wherever. Just don't use any clock time. Oh, that's a good one. Just one more point to clear, and he's pretty good. And Matt might have to worry about getting off the gammon. Well, the 6 is in anyway. I think I play the 5 there is okay, or the 5 in.
I
might
the
play
5 in is a twofer. You get all. You save
right.
A
You
couple
save a couple of pips, get the
Yeah.
crossover for the
pretty
gammon
confident
loss.
about getting off the gammon. by
Yeah,
Matt.
because your board is good enough if you get and hit a shot right now. You don't need to worry about making it better.
Yeah.
And I didn't see
Yeah,
what
I
it was, but
imagine
it's
a 4.
4-1.
Oh, it's a 4-1. Yeah.
Probably a 4-1. And again, you can't consider he's got 4 off. 4 off is like 16%, assuming a completely crunched board. Here it's going to be less, of course.
Double 5s.
Yep.
Yep.
3 and just come into the 4-point. Still no need to cover. You can't stay.
Right. So.
I feel like to the 4-point is almost automatic. There's no need to cover the ace and waste those pips yet. Again, your board is just good enough if you were to somehow get a shot. next turn, which I don't know that there's the big doubles, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
But still, your board is good enough. You'll hit the shot, and then you've got hit and cover numbers, or he just doesn't come in anyway.
So 4 numbers leave a shot.
Yeah.
You hit about
Double fours is
1/3 of
a nice little anti-joker here. Let's see the double fours. Let's root for it. Oh. Got 1-4 down. So now he obviously sticks around for next turn. He'll bring that spare in, stick around a turn, and then he'll run away.
Now, do you
1,
cover
2,
or do you come in?
3, 4. I come in maybe not like that. I come in with the 5 and move the ace 6-5.
Yeah.
Again, I take the crossover.
I think so.
I don't like losing gammon and 4 cubes to anyone, really. I take the crossover. I come in with the 5 and play 6-5. I'm sure it's the same as to the 2 point. There you
Yeah,
go.
I think he will. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Matt has an earbud in, is actually listening to the commentary as we go.
There it is. Shot number 3.
And third time's a charm, we said. What did he just play? Did
He's
he play
deciding
that?
on the ace.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he hit the clock for some reason.
Yeah. And Bill's thinking, well, what if Matt rolls one of the 4 numbers that dances?
Right, yeah. How many checkers left? 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to have to, he almost goes anyway. If they have to go anyway, you play this.
Right.
If they didn't have to go anyway.
And maybe that's an argument for why Matt should have played the other ace.
It was a 3, and I think he might have hit it with his
But
hand.
Matt's...
And
he's got it.
Again, why we didn't need to make the ace point earlier, because we can hit and cover. And now he has 1, 2, 3. He's got, it doesn't matter, just double, Matt. At this score, he's got 6 off, a vacant 8 point. Your spares are in a good spot.
Sure.
Don't waste your clock time. Let him double. Just double in case he has to think about it. I feel like it's a stone cold drop, but I'm not sure. Uh-oh.
6 checkers off?
The picture froze online in case Michelle is listening to this.
No,
6 checkers off, completely crunched is what, about 25%? Again, Matt has to double at this score. I don't even care what's going on. As they say in Spanish. Ocho. What
Not
if
if
he
he
rolls
rolls double
6
6. No. Yeah.
Would you take it?
What if he rolls 4-4 now? I mean, it gets better. There's no reason to wait. I don't think this feels like a drop without doing the match equity. I'd be happy as blue to have this taken. Again, Matt's spares are in a good place. They could be ever so slightly better. Maybe you could maybe take with 6 if he had all his checkers on the deuce and the 1. But all of them on the deuce really hurts your racing chances. And that's how you get back into this game, is by racing. On the break, I should have went and got my computer so we could look at this.
It's interesting. I wonder if Bill is trying to do match equities at this score.
He should. He should be able to figure out his take point at this score.
So if he drops, he's still had 8-7, so he's risking 4 points.
If he drops, he's basically, we'll say 55% without doing any real work.
Right. Well, it'd be about 15 points. About 54% would be basically
his
what
percentage
it'd be
in
at.
this game. Low 20s, 22-ish.
So basically, using Neil's numbers, he's about 54% if he drops.
Yeah.
And if he takes and loses, then he's basically risking about 16%.
2 away, 13
essentially,
away.
16, 17%. Now, what does he gain is the issue. If he takes and he wins 16-3, I know you've been in that position a lot, Stick.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I have actually against Bill Phipps, just the other day.
And so what are the odds from 16,
I
5
don't-
away, 18 away?
Without doing it, I don't know.
Let's say something like, let's use 15 as the benchmark instead of 18. So then, at that point, he's basically got to be about a 90% favorite. If you do that, if you run Neil's numbers.
Yeah.
So he's going to gain 36% if he takes and gets it right. So, I mean, he's going to gain 36%. But if he drops, he's risking about 16%. So it's really about. Yeah, I think I would judge that to be a poor take. I mean, we're based on the numbers I just gave. It's about a 2-to-1 decision, and I wouldn't give him anywhere near 33% chances to win this game. I believe that may be a significant error by Bill. Unless, of course, he wins, then it's brilliant. Oh, and he got it. He left a shot right
Did we
away
leave
with
a
double
shot?
fives.
Oh.
And interesting, he did, without thinking, Matt just ripped off 3 checkers and gave him more shots. And
That's all right. Well, he had to rip off the checkers because Bill has 6 off.
Yeah.
With 2 more. So now the double fives that was bad, it was
Yeah.
actually fantastic because he missed.
Right.
So. Is that the right ace? I was going to say. Don't just go throwing checkers around now.
I think Bill's
I
at
think
a point where
2
he's
to
gotta-
1 is the right answer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a.
Well-
that doesn't really help anything. To get you around the board, that hardly helps anything. I think you have to play 2 to 1 there.
Right. If he rolls double 4s or 5s, it doesn't really matter. Double 6s doesn't matter either. So.
Now it's a crossover. Now you can. Last time I could see taking it. This time you at least get a crossover. You might as well run the whole way.
Yeah. No, that can't be right.
I don't know.
Now you need a crossover.
I think it's about the same here. The first time I think it was definitely right with
Yeah,
the
I
ace.
think
Here I don't
one
know.
play is hopeless. The other is just hopeless. And my, how the worm has turned.
5 off.
Oh, that crossover would have gotten a checker off. And it would have been a 4-roll position instead of what's now remains a 5-roll position for Bill. So that was, again, a significant
Well, one
change.
set and we can have some interest. Or, Matt rolls an ace, gives him a little more life. Or even a deuce here would give him more life, like a 4-2, 3-2, a lot more life. So if he rolls doubles here, Bill's actually a favorite.
Well,
if he would roll doubles here.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a favorite to get off MCG here. Slight dog.
17 rolls, and that's that.
Yep.
And just like that.
And just like that, I want to announce that Matt is also sick. He just came down with a cold. He's in there popping a leaf and drinking water. And that's also why I might have passed. Make him play the whole thing out so he gets tired.
But it's amazing what an 8 cube will do for your health.
And again, on a cube like that, that's where I would have spent my time. I don't know what kind of mental work Bill did, but I'd be sure of the take before I took it again. That puts so much of the match on the line. That's where you spend your time right there.
And again, unless my percentages are way off.
What did you think the take point was?
I thought it was close to about 31, 32.
Oh, if it's that high, it's definitely a pass. Again, it's somewhere between 22 to 27.
And I think it would make sense just at this match score, dealing with an 8 cube as the leader, that it would be, you'd want to be more conservative and maybe significantly more conservative about your takes.
Yeah, what'd you think? Falafel just came in.
Yeah. What'd you think of the 8 cube?
What do you think of the cubes?
Like it was ridiculous.
You
He doesn't lose anything.
what, by rolling?
I mean,
You don't think it was a double?
English, please.
No.
Six men off.
Oh, I saw
6.
7.
No, 6.
6, but still,
That's
I mean,
a big difference. No, 7's a huge difference.
Okay, I was wondering why it was taking so long.
But I calculated the match equities to be about, 2 to 1 on the take.
I was wondering why it took so long. So he had 7.
He had 6 off.
Oh, 6.
6 off.
6, okay. So it's always going to be a take. It can't be a pass.
Really?
I think it was 7, actually. I think you guys are wrong.
We could be wrong.
Hey, maybe. Huh? Was it 7?
Oh, if it was all right, we've been told it might have been 7 off. We might have messed up on a stack or something. If it's 7 off, it's obviously a take.
I'm not sure at this match
and
score.
probably not double. Yeah, I just didn't think about it.
You got your XG working stick?
Yeah.
Can you check it?
For what?
For that 8 cube?
No, but it's only mobile. You can't do the score.
Oh. Okay.
But it's definitely 30. They even have that. They'd have 31%.
I also happened to see the 2-1 play.
Which 2-1?
Which you played 3-2. He didn't hit.
I didn't see
Well, the
the
previous
2-1.
play today, he had to leave a shot.
Right.
with a
And what did
4-1.
you? What did you disagree with that play?
Of course I do. It's a ridiculous play.
Well, Bill was thinking about what if he rolls a 2-2 or 3-2 or 3-3, and gets a second shot at him.
What?
I think
Oh,
Bill's
no.
thinking was he's got to
you
go.
want
He's
him
got to
to
go
dance.
anyway.
You want him to stay out with 4 numbers. What's the problem?
Because then you leave a shot behind that again.
Well, who cares? Who cares?
You care.
You care if you roll a big number and then he hits it.
No, you want to gammon.
But there are so few gammons there.
No, but you do. You want to give yourself a better chance to gammon him. It's a ridiculous play.
It depends how many checkers were left. I looked at this just this week.
There was enough.
No, it depends whether it's odd or even generally.
I mean, he's running anyway if he misses.
Right, that's what it depends on.
Running
Exactly.
Anyway, he has to run. He
Right,
has
so
to
if
stay
you
at
put him on the
gammon.
bar, you keep him there and give him more
so-
shots.
And then you add like a zillion more gammons to what you already have.
A zillion more or
Yeah,
2%?
Whatever
You had
you
one
already
crossover.
did, it's more than you would have had.
Yeah. I have to see how many guys were left in that last game.
It's like a ridiculous play. He was going to make the right play, then he all of a sudden saw that he could make the other play.
Ridiculousness has been called by Falafel.
The play makes no, I don't know, it didn't make any sense. No, why would you not just hit? And if he stays out, wow, you're really going to worry about it? Did you leave a repeater?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Dealing with
Absolutely.
an 8 cube?
not at all.
Well,
I bet
there's
you
some
if-
overage here. You don't
Yeah.
really, you're going to be up 16-3 anyway.
If
You
you
know.
want to gamble, you can get 2-1 on that play.
Well, let me see the position again, and I will. I mean, I just don't know how many checkers were there.
I'm not seeing the
I
position.
I thought either decision was reasonable.
From a logical standpoint, it doesn't,
I'm telling you, depending on how many checkers are there, it depends on which play you make.
Well, he had 7 men off, and now he has to play either 3-2 or 2-1.
So you really think there was a significant equity?
What?
You think that was a significant
There's-
error?
there could be. It could be.
I'd be very surprised if that was much of an error at all.
Sure it is. Sure it is. Why not?
Well, it's hard to argue with logic like that.
With a guy stays out. We have 4 numbers where the guy stays out. It's an immediate game. Immediate. It's not. It's not a drawback. That's not a negative. When he stays out, you're not like, oh my God, now I have a repeater.
Yeah.
You're like, great. Thank you.
Yeah, it could definitely work to your advantage.
Thank you. I was just shocked to see that play. And then he rolls double deuces of all numbers.
Right.
Just to punish him for that play.
Yeah.
All right, after all the excitement of last game, we're into a standard holding game this game.
Okay. So
MCG got cubed.
already got cubed
He already got, yeah, he's got the bar point made in the holding game. Already got cubed.
big, it looks-
Yeah.
But it looks bad. Like it's just like low percentage. He can't win many games from here.
Yeah. Well,
Get
it's
lucky on the race.
1,
Well,
2,
he has
yeah.
race, I guess.
Yeah, he's got some race. I might make the ace here in case he decides to clear the outfield
Yeah.
point.
This
For
is the
sure.
wrong play.
That
Yeah.
looks,
Now
yeah.
he's going to leave him a fly shot.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's still going to hit the fly if he can, but he'd much rather would have had the ace made. Now the fly shot comes.
Yeah.
Give him a fly shot.
And just come in with the 1 or come down. Let's see.
It's the same number.
5,
Same
3,
number of
6, 2,
shots.
4 numbers either
I guess
way.
come down so it's closer to home, yeah.
You have to be up in a race a lot. I guess,
Yeah.
to do that. But this is really great if Genius hits it,
Yeah. I mean, he will hit because also the opponent has the
Oh,
trash
almost.
board, but
Yeah, but any entry he hits it.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
yeah.
Any entry.
And we're scooting to the 3-point.
Yeah, that was a careless mistake by Genius.
Yeah.
You could see one step ahead that the guy was going to leave a shot, and he would have 2 slots in his inner board. I'd say it's pretty careless in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that right away, Stick. He said to make the 1 point. What's that?
6-5. No, 6-5. Just clear from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, because otherwise you put 2 checkers on the ace and you have nobody to attack him when he leaves, really.
Probably right.
I think he's got it big enough. He's got to go with a 5 and cover with the
Sure.
ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty standard, I think.
To make the ace just because of that. But
Yeah. Then it's still really hard to attack. You just got 4 strip points in front of him.
yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure what he's thinking about here.
That.
Yeah. I
Plus
don't.
you're ahead in the race, so you don't need to attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to come out and cover, of course.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Matt's thinking about here.
Yeah. Like seriously, this is where the circuits are working overtime. as usual.
He's sick today, so he's popping pills, and maybe
But
that's part of it.
But this is an obvious
Yeah.
move.
This is a next.
Yeah.
I'm
What
not
are you
sure.
gonna do break the 6 point?
Yeah.
Like, the guy has a blot on the ace.
And there's really not much.
Yeah, of course. It's ridiculous.
What is he doing?
Ridiculous because of double threes, really?
No, that's a
That's a silly
That's
play.
Makes a difference now?
That's a horrible
poor
play.
decision, I think.
Yeah, that looks double three.
Oh!
Now it reinforces his bad play, his terrible play.
Incredible.
Been punished.
Yeah,
He made the other move.
he's rewarded for his bad play, like his typical
What
going
a
back.
swing.
Wow.
That's so bad. And he doesn't hit, so
Well,
he
he's
can't.
still
he
got
can't-
risidual possibilities
But
here.
he can
Yeah.
like a repeater,
6-5?
5-1,
Yeah.
4-2.
Nope. That cleans it up.
4-2 cleans it up for the
Why
moment.
does he do it?
There's
Well,
only one way to do it.
He's gonna,
No.
Yeah, you got to bring it in. Come on.
of course.
There's two ways to do it.
Yeah, there's only one way to do it.
Like that.
Yeah, I think he does.
Now 5-3 leaves a 4-3, 5-3 leave a double shot. There's this way to do it.
There is this way.
I'm not sure.
Now you scare yourself 2 turns this way, though. The first turn, and then the second turn.
It's an interesting double jeopardy problem.
Double shot. On five, but
Right, but you have 2 turns worth of shots.
Right, you have to. There you can clear if you roll. You could clear the 7 point if you roll 2 big numbers or double. Yeah, that's the thing about that. And then you run the risk of leaving a double shot with a 4-3 and a 5-3. So that's why.
I think I would bring them both in. Especially even this race is not exactly a one thing either.
No,
Right.
that's true. You could roll double 5s and double 6s.
Like now,
6, 1, that's right.
Yeah.
That looks right. You want to have the crossover there. 2-1.
Right.
like I said, the race isn't a one thing. He might want that crossover here in a minute.
Yeah, he needs to run here. Now he's going to have to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he rolls like a 6-4, a 5-4, of course, I think he should run.
Yeah, he should. There you go. 6-5. No choice. Yeah.
And he could win the race.
Right.
Amazingly enough.
Well, not now.
Double 5 takes care of that.
Wow.
Now he's up against it. He needs to roll like 5s or 6s.
Now he got a guy off at least. He's down to 14.
Yeah. Now double
Important first step.
He's double 6s away from doing good.
Yeah, from being in contention.
6-3 still alive. Don't want to miss with another 3.
It's going to be a tough race to win, but
6s.
yeah. Needs the big dogs. He's still getting 2 off every roll. It's keeping him alive.
Double 6s, he'll win.
Yeah. Unanswered doubles. Again, Phipps can roll any old double, and it's great for him.
Mm-hmm.
MCG specifically needs the big boys. He's getting 2 off every turn. It's
Yeah.
keeping him alive.
Staying away
again.
from the 3.
5. Yeah, aces is still not anymore. But aces for Bill doesn't work.
Yep.
Well, but
That's it.
God, he rolled
He's still in it. He
Nice,
can. That's
double
what the important.
5s now have become a live number.
5s.
Oh, is that 4s?
That's
Oh.
Amazing.
So we're back to your 11-point match where Matt's up 1-0.
Wow. Boy, if he was playing me, he'd be, he would have lost already probably.
Probably a couple times already. Yeah.
He would have been gammon on that 4 cube. Winning an 8 cube, he would have lost an 8 cube. That's a 16-point swing. That would have been the difference.
And here we are hesitating over a second roll, which I never understand for players who are supposed to be good.
You're right. And
Seriously, how can you look? Yeah, how can you even
I'm
think?
not aware of the.
How can you
chat
think about the
response.
2-point?
That's right. You have to call the waste.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't know what to do.
Kudos to Bill for
I
ingenuity.
know what to play here.
Even if you're going to think about the play, the second best play is splitting. Bill knows I'm commentating right now, by the way, so this is probably why he's giving it so much thought.
But you're right on the money.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed by this nonsense. You should know better than this.
Yeah, you can't play this. This is horrible.
Wow.
Did him, you ever thought it? And
He made the third best play. Not
Oh.
even the second best play. Third best play.
5-3 is 2 down. You don't split.
Yeah, now Matt doesn't split because of how Bill played the 6-4.
Oh.
You don't pick a deep point against a priming game when you're up in the race like that.
Well, maybe Matt's pulling a Fisher versus Spassky play here to try to
maybe this is the old
screw up
King's
MCG.
Gambit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to hit and come down, probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the play.
Yeah.
Genius will make that play. I'm very confident about that. Oh, no, he doesn't.
I'm not sure. He's just looking.
He makes this move
This isn't bad either.
reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's reasonable too. I would hit. I would be consistent with my game plan, and I would hit.
Well, his game plan was kind of priming. That's why this is not so consistent with it.
I would hit. I would not make.
Yeah.
That's.
It's a little thin.
If you don't hit, you give him a lot of good numbers. If you're coming
Yeah.
up with a 20 point.
Yeah.
Prime. As soon as I get anything going, I'll
Yeah.
look to prime, and that's my game plan. Why do I want to make split and him making a
Yeah.
5 point maybe, and face that situation?
I don't mind hitting. I honestly feel like the plays aren't too far apart.
Well, they could be.
They could be.
They
I don't
could
think
be.
they are. Is all I'm saying.
It's the wrong idea to split to me.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong. It's just the wrong idea. I think based on
Yeah.
what happened with the 2 point. But
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course on the stay out, you have a monster game.
Yeah.
You almost have a cube on the stay out. Maybe you do have a cube. I don't know.
I think if he fanned, I think it'd be a shade light to cube, but it's obviously a big gain, the 4 fanning numbers.
I mean, if you don't hit, you're giving him 5-6, 2-3, 2-1, all to make anchors. 4-3, 4-1.
Well, I mean, you're
3-1 to
still
make
giving
that
a
interval
lot. I
and
mean, you're
point.
giving shots this way and some anchor numbers, so
Yeah.
it's not,
But
So this doesn't come without a cost.
there- that would have.
Did it.
Yeah.
Genius made that play.
Yeah, he hit
Now he can just come in with a random 5 doing out.
5 and
To come out.
yep, get off that point.
He doesn't even have a
There's no play B.
Right.
You can't possibly split against that formation. Just get off the point.
This must be the right play.
Five four, he anchored out. 6-3, he's obviously going to anchor out and come in. Now we're into a standard
actually
holding
come
game. It's
in.
going to be hard for White to play safely from here. So there's a bad 6. He's probably got to hit loose on the ace.
Not much choice in the matter.
Yeah, try to push blue forward. Just hope not to be hit. And must be a 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 we're going to play from the 18 point. It looks like. Could also consider from the mid. I don't like that. I don't like breaking a point that's part of the prime. That's a pretty good point. I prefer the mid or the 18. I like this. It forces him to give up if he wants to hit on 6s.
Yeah.
4-6 and 2-6 are pretty bad rolls now. I like this. Looking at longer. Another guy in the zone. Spare on the 8. There's a 3-6. He pops out. He's going to hit and slot, it looks like. You just got to slot it up. Yep. One poor number by Bill, and it would have got cubed. He came in. He's got to get out from under all that pressure. He's got to run out. Double ones. Make the 9 point and play. Ooh, do we slot or do we stack? Ooh, that's a tough call. I'm going to go ahead and slot again. It might be big. Slotting might be too big, but again, we have an anchor. He's not threatening anything. I think I'd slot here.
Yeah, I think slotting looks about.
You missed it. I think slotting was a little better. You had an ace to play. Yeah.
You don't really care if you get hit
Yeah.
and send another checker back at that
Right.
point.
Slot is
I-
probably the right idea. That
Again,
formation, you can
yeah.
make those plays
Right.
easy.
what do we got here? We got 1 down from the midpoint, and then make the 5, I guess. I don't. What are we doing? Duping 2s in a cute way?
It's better to make the 3-point and slot the 10-point.
For sure.
10-point then. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
No, you
agree.
Is the better point.
Yeah, I think we just
Or
make
you
the
could do
5.
this, but then you can cover it,
It's
but
so hard to
it's better-
cover.
it's
Yeah.
better to play 13 to 10 and then get repeaters.
Right.
Well,
Falafel and I agree on the right play. It sounds like so.
I mean, yeah, I think I would just make the 5 and play 13-10.
Some plays duplication exists,
No.
but
Well,
it doesn't. It's not necessary.
Well, but
Nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, he's happy to hit with a deuce and come off the ace point.
yeah.
You know, so you definitely don't want to do this. Then you need a specific 3, double 5, or 6-4 to cover.
He could still find his way.
he
No,
seems,
he's stuck on that 3.
he seems made up to slot
Yeah.
the 3-point for some reason. That doesn't make any sense.
You always know to make the 5. That's
Yeah.
in
That-
your notes.
This-
because the
yeah.
people that you've been
Well,
at for
it-
years, they never listen.
It's a big overplay of duplication. Yeah.
Just make the 5-point.
And
Now
now,
he needs to run.
yeah, we just run out. It looks like nothing else really appetizing to play,
It would have been so much better if you had the 5-point.
and got missed. Yeah.
Right.
Now this, yeah. I mean, what do you can't even cover with the
Right,
numbers you were
would've been a
thinking.
3-point board with
Yeah.
your contact position. Now you have a 2-point board with a block.
Yeah, this is.
It was very
So-
bad. Very bad execution.
I don't know what Matt's thinking about here. There's not much else. He's thinking about hitting because you can't break that structure. That structure is too solid to break up for a loose play like this.
What? Oh, yeah, this is
Yeah.
obviously
Sure.
not necessary.
Yeah.
That's really not the game plan.
And gains
Not at all.
nothing.
He just has a nice prime. Why would he?
Yeah.
You know,
There's
do that?
there's no reason to break up your solid
He's-
structure.
He's just happy that the guy is prime.
Yeah.
There and he needs a specific 4. Yeah, you just run there. There's really not too much danger. to
No.
that. This is wrong.
This is another overplay if it gets made.
I'm surprised he's taking so much time to
Yeah.
look at this.
Like,
To me, this would be semi-automatic just to run, but MCG sees things that we don't.
Look, any 3 is very dangerous.
Yeah.
It hits twice or
Yeah.
hits
Well,
and covers.
Yeah.
And you're creating 2 more blocks.
He'll talk himself out of it hopefully before we get there.
Yeah.
What is
He
Matt
made-
worried about?
Good.
Yeah.
Well, he saw the weakness in the board and just wanted to hit. I mean, it's understandable to look at it. That's a pretty much a joker.
That's a great roll.
That's a fantastic roll.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, what more do you want out of a position
Coverage
like that?
comes out like
Yeah, you got out from behind the prime and covered your blot. Now, again, Phipps thinks that his earlier double 3s was right. It feels better now.
It justifies it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
just like MCG's 5-1.
Not
I know.
to make the 5 is like
No, the long-term benefits of the
So
5
anti-
are an invisible
Yeah.
liability.
now he's probably gonna roll a double to bring it home. Double 6s or something. No,
Bad deuce.
but
Well,
he's gonna
Who would think he'd have an awkward number from this position?
What's up?
duplicate the 1. He should play 8 to 6. No, why not 8 to 6? And your spares are better placed.
Mm-hmm.
Peanuts?
Yeah,
Okay.
You don't need the 8-point once you have the 2-point.
right. And if you make
Okay.
he hits, you're getting all sorts of return shots.
That's not good. That is for sure not good. Yeah, can't figure this one out.
All right, cool. All right, thanks.
Is he supposed to take over for me?
No. This is Falafel. If you're going to talk, you sound like the Peanuts teacher. So speak into the microphone when you talk, Falafel.
Oh,
So
I
you
don't
sound like
have
the
a
Peanuts.
micro-
Yeah,
I don't
we can
have a
share one.
microphone.
I guess you've been asking for one, so here, take mine.
No,
No, you're good.
I gotta go play a match soon anyway.
Oh, okay. Whenever you have
All
to
right.
go, I'm here.
All right.
But yeah. So 5-2. Look, he has a nice spare to to bring in from 8 to 6. You know, this he can't
doesn't-
cover that point if he does that, unless he rolls a specific number that exactly covers it without leaving another blot.
You just like running to the 11?
No,
What'd you like?
No, he likes
I like
playing 8-6.
18, 13, and 8 to 6.
18.
Look at that spare. Why
Now
do
you
you
have
need the 8 point?
Yeah, gives
Look
you
at how flexible you are.
3 builders
And
for
you
the
give
4
your
and
s-
5
yeah.
point. If he has to hit, he's giving you all sorts of return shots. You know.
Yeah, unless it's like,
Yeah.
that's right.
I'm still going to play to the 11 point.
No.
What's wrong with it?
2 to 1
Well,
in that play.
no, you play to the 11 point. You allow him to roll a 4, whatever, and pick
Again,
and
4s
pass.
are just as duped as 1s are.
Not so much. I
Yeah,
mean,
they are.
well, fours are
There's
duped
only-
as much.
there's
Four,
really
you
only-
force
Fours
him
are
in.
duped as much, but if he rolls an
My
ace
play, you-
and
yeah.
hits,
You're just more flexible. You create
he's
more
just-
builders to make either the 5 or the 4 point, which is exactly what you want.
or to hit back on the bar point,
So it's like it covers all the bases. Why would you?
or
you know?
the 8 point.
I mean, I don't, you know. And you have all the.
Any chance you can hit here?
No, no. But this is under the category of TMP, right? Also, you want to
Yeah.
unload all those points. You have too
Yeah.
many points that
Yeah.
you need to get rid of. So
And-
the 8
and-
point is the best one.
Again, this is a cost of not making the 5 point. He's
Yeah.
spread out. He's got the 3 point. He's got a TMP situation, too many points, and it's not surprising he's got an awkward play, and we'll have probably more to come.
Yeah, I agree with that, Dawn. Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, failure to make the 5 point earlier creates this sort of problem.
I don't think he's even looked at
Stick is putting it in.
8-6. He's never even
Yeah.
Tried
I don't
that
know
out.
that he's seen 8-6
Yeah.
yet.
You did not see it. You
He
didn't
didn't
even
even
look. If
consider
you had
8-6.
seen it, if we were playing doubles, I would have.
Yeah.
You know, oh, look at
A
this.
hit and cover, either way, hits and covers.
Either way, but still.
That 5-2, I was right with my play. Thank you, folks.
Well, not
Tried to
either
come
way.
around.
He has a lot more return shots if he
It's
play
like-
8-6 than on
Oh,
this
but
roll.
yours wasn't analyzed enough, so you might be in the ball game still, but
That
the mobile
machine
liked
is
it.
like so off so many times.
So what we got?
3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Right.
Just all the way around and dupe
Yeah,
threes.
dupe threes. Make the
Yeah.
best of it.
That's all there is.
Wow. Bill actually has the initiative now. Immediately can just hit, especially double hit.
Yeah.
No, no.
Oh,
no hit.
same 5 deuce.
So much for that initiative thing.
Same 5 deuce.
I'm thinking maybe now you. Oh
No,
yeah,
you
now
play
you have
safe.
to play
Yeah.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Now you
much
gotta
more
play
threatening
safe.
position.
Now you gotta play safe. That's right. Double
Oh.
threes.
Oh,
But
goodness.
at least he does that and that.
Yeah.
He leaves a shot.
Still pretty good roll.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good roll.
yeah.
It's a good roll in the big scheme of things. Even if you get hit, it's not the end of the world. Aces.
Yeah, what else?
Right.
All the
Well,
way. You want to
well,
keep contact.
Yeah, you're behind. I guess you're
Yeah.
behind. Yeah. Double fours is like the best roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Doesn't get that.
Whatever, not much in that play anyway. He's another shot leaving number. I feel like if we would have played the first 5-2 around, we would have had less of these. For some reason. I think this is where you have to play it, though.
Just have to minimize shots.
Oh, minimize shots would have been.
Slotting
like
the
an
5
8
point can wait. Is what, yeah.
Sixes.
Oh,
Both good and bad.
Right.
Mostly bad. He'd re-roll.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, he had a shot. Of course he'd
oh,
re-roll.
yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
ugh.
So he's gotta
ugh,
play
ugh,
safe.
ugh. Got to play ugly inside.
Come in and
Yeah, the
slot the
shot.
ace.
Yeah. So obviously the shot is always.
So
better
now
than
we
that.
might be able to break off the 18 point because White's position is
Why?
so
With
trash.
what?
With
4-1?
4-1. Look at that dupe. You're running already. You're breaking it.
No, I'm not.
No?
No.
If
I'm
not, you just let White play off that back anchor.
But he needs
or
to
him
roll
up as-
something.
I would have seriously looked at that. I don't know how you can't look at it. Right or wrong, I don't know how you can look at it. I don't know how you can't look at that play. Now what do you
Wow.
do? Now you're sitting there with your pants undone, and I won't go into the rest. But
Well, this is a good roll for Yeah, now
Yeah.
he has to do it.
yeah.
That was a good roll for Bill, though. You know, he covered up and he.
But I mean, he
played
had a lot of
Now-
rolls that did okay.
Bill has something to think about,
No, he
perhaps.
doesn't.
No, that
No,
was such a
no,
good
no,
board
not
on the
with
other
that
side and
board.
so far behind in the race.
Yeah. Now he will.
Now he will for sure.
Now he may play on too good on the
He has something to
fan.
think about
I
after
don't
he
think
rolls
so.
his ace
I think it's a
deuce.
play on. Oh,
Definitely.
he came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been a play on.
It
though.
was a play on. Of course it was.
I don't think so.
Of course it was.
I don't think so. No way.
You don't understand the position, you know.
It
course
usually
it's a
happens
play
with
on.
me.
Why wouldn't you play on and take a shot at that ace? I don't
Because if you
understand.
miss the ace and he rolls a 4, you can't cash out. You're not ahead in the race. You can't cash
so
if you miss
take
the
that
ace.
chance.
Oh no, I would
So
bet
you
on
take
that.
that chance here. Here he doubles him now like this even.
Right, well,
And
yeah.
he has to take it.
Yeah, of course.
And this is a clear take. because he can't close out the board, and all he has to do is come in with a 4.
Yeah, he's got, even if he comes in the next couple turns with a 4, it's still great.
I'm just thinking it's a question of the race. Obviously, he's counting the race. I know that.
You know we're up enough that we can take this.
Even I don't even know, but just
Why do
coming
you
in at
say
a
that?
4 is so scary.
Because he's just got 2.
50.
Yeah, I mean, our board is great. We've got to be
Yeah,
up in the
you're-
race.
The race is 80 for blue, right,
gotta
and
be
then
up.
something in the 90s. So you're up a fair amount.
Yeah, you
But
can't
I
pass
think
this. This is just, he just doesn't have anything in the zone to hurt us for a couple, One's
got-
always going
right.
to get a guy or 2 down, but
And
he's
he's
fly shots.
got
Fly shots are
10
good.
crossovers to get home, and you're right. Yeah, all sorts of fly shots and many crossovers before you start to bear off any checkers
Yeah,
as white.
this is a routine take. I mean, there's no gammon here. There's nothing. All you got to do is come in with a 4, and you have a really serious, seriously a strong game, or a game, I should say. There's no number that closes the board out. The best possible roll is double 6s, then it's a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, all numbers, you could just play the game out to the very end. In fact, I don't know
Why is he
what.
burning so much clock time here?
Yeah, you
I mean,
shouldn't.
It's a
right.
It's a close decision anyway.
It's
He
very.
needs to just
It's
take
not
it or pass
close.
it.
It's not a close.
I don't think it's
decision.
close. I think it's a
It
clear
may
take.
not be, but he can't
It's
be-
very trivial. The decision is really trivial.
He can't be so convinced that it's a clear pass, right?
This would have been a big blunder to play on falafel.
Huh? This?
That was roughly the position, right?
Yeah. You check it?
Yeah.
Well, center of the cube, right? Or it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
I
the
guess.
cube is okay. Oh, so the cube is in the middle.
Point 125. You can't play on in that
Oh, the
position.
cube is okay.
No, but I mean, I just checked it regular.
And
It's a
what-
normal score, so you just
okay,
can't
the
play
cube
on
was
if
in the
that would have
middle.
happened.
Okay, the cube was in the middle.
Yeah, but it's the same
What
thing.
if it was?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't change, I guess. Okay. Well, I'm always a champion of playing on.
I do
anyways.
like playing on in general too, a little too much. But
Maybe he already passed this and they're just talking about it.
no, they didn't score it
No.
up. No, I don't think so.
What is he?
No, this
You gotta
is,
take
he's
this-
counting the race.
Well-
What can he do here? He can only count the
How many
race.
times can he count the race?
I don't know.
This is
Well,
you're
it's
up on the
it's
roof, you're
it's
stuck
it's not that
25.
simple. I mean, he's coming in against a 5-point board, and Danny
32.
Kleiman's written a lot about this situation,
look,
and
it's-
and he's only going to enter about 1/3 of the time.
He's like even in a race or something.
Yeah.
It's MCG. He's a genius. What is he?
Yeah,
no,
it's
he's
like
up
a
in the
joke.
race. He's up 12 pips in the race.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, he's up 12.
Well-
yeah, I mean it's not even. It's
He's
not
up
even
12 pips in the
double.
race.
I mean, and he's thinking, what a joke.
I don't think it's as close as you guys
I know
as
it
clear
is.
a
I've already
take.
He looked. It's
Okay.
a horrible,
So
it's
what's
a-
the
it's
It-
is
trivial.
it about
maybe
0.48 or
it's
something
about-
like that?
It's like worth 0.6.
It's
0.6.
a trivial take,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, and he's taking.
for
So
him to
Yeah.
take
he did
this
right.
long,
Took a little while though.
you know, the voting
You
for
play
the
the 5
Giants.
down. Yeah.
The voting for the
Ooh,
Giants. is
Super
coming
Joker
up. Not that I
activation.
want to lobby for anyone, but when people play like that, it always makes me wonder how good are they really. You know, this is really trivial stuff. You know, there's never any reason to think about it.
He came in now. Yeah, he came in right away. This is
Right,
why it's
so
such
now-
a big take.
Yeah, so now what he needs to roll like a 4 up or with something.
Yeah.
Double threes
He
is a
hits.
great
Freaking
roll
pass.
because it hits and yeah, it's a great roll.
Yeah.
And now if he stays out, it becomes a pass.
Even if he comes in now, at least the race is evened out.
Sure.
So that's a big roll.
Okay, now I would pass. Now I think now I would.
Yeah, it's definitely a pass now. He can't leave the Joker now. He's got to come in with the 2 and get off the 4-4
ace.
with 12-11.
Or make the 12 even is okay, I think.
That leaves 4-4 still.
No,
No, he
blocks
makes it.
4-4.
But it gets single shots.
No. There was a checker on the 8-point.
No, you could have played 13.
Oh, come
12,
down. Yeah, no. I leave flexible. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
still in it.
it's- You know,
Yeah,
you
this is-
left double fours to close out the board.
6-4 or 5-4. One of the two.
If it's
Yeah.
6-4, he just makes the
Yeah,
bar.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll know quickly. Yeah.
Sure, and now Genius can win the race.
And he's holding the cube.
Yeah, he has to play this.
Yeah.
This is a forced move unless you want to leave an indirect shot that
5
doesn't
shots.
do anything.
Yeah.
You're leaving 9s to gain on.
And you know, and he still doesn't get out with some numbers.
Yeah.
with,
9 numbers.
quarter
He
of the
doesn't go away.
numbers.
Yeah. Now
So
he's
he
out.
must go out. Yeah. And now he's in a race.
And this we saw why this is such a big take because Bill didn't roll all that poorly. MCG rolled okay. And again, he's still in it even in this bad variation after the double 3s. And 6-5 maybe with the ace? 6-5
He's
seems like a
thinking for
better
double
ace.
fives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Only thing it loses out on is really 2-1.
Yeah, the 2-1.
It's only loss.
Double ace.
Didn't really lose out yet.
Yeah,
A little bit, not much.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not a good roll to begin with,
No.
so you're not, you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it. Ace, and from there, yeah. And now he's probably in need of a big set.
Yeah. Big set or constant big numbers.
He definitely has a chance in a race here.
Yeah, Bill's, I mean, he's just, yeah, he's still got a shot. Just he can't start gapping or missing. Like that, starting the low gaps.
5. Yeah, he's well behind. I mean, one big set would get him back. Oh, that's a big roll, a non-miss.
Yeah, Bill needs to, for
Roll
Matt
an
to have a
ace.
chance, he needs to roll a couple aces, yeah. So MCG's still rolling 2 off.
Oh, he's actually
Yeah.
now well behind.
There's
oh,
the first
geez.
ace. First
And
ace,
if he
that's going to
rolls
get
double fives. He's like a favorite of some sort. No.
2 off. Was that? Oh, it must be
Oh.
3-1.
3-1, or it can't be double aces because he would have
No,
taken
I
2
think
off.
I still think it's right to play 2-1 here.
He
No,
plays for
I-
double fives.
Sure, look, yeah, it's a
No.
3-1.
Why didn't he play for double
because
fives?
he could get another roll with an ace, I think.
But double fives would have been so efficient.
You're right.
And he needs double fives too. If he rolls double fives, it's going to be really sick. I mean, if he rolls double five,
He might not even get a chance to roll double fives.
He might be able to make double fives good now too, so it may not end up mattering.
Well, guy came off at least, right? I see a
double
2.
twos. Yeah,
mean-
double fives. He needs double fives.
Okay, yeah, he was able to make it good anyway.
Yeah.
But
There's the ace.
he rolled the ace. Oh, I know he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
5.
This is
He's
how
Five
gonna
and
go
a half
5%.
percent
Here we
MCG.
go.
Oh!
That's as close as you can get without getting
Yeah.
there.
Sweat no matter what die you're looking at.
Of course, Bill is gonna get ahead.
You start worrying about
You've gone to play.
scores
Okay.
at this point.
All right.
Carry on.
Can somebody get me some coffee? I'm willing to pay. I mean, and I'm willing to buy whoever else wants a coffee too.
Anyone? Anyone?
Oh, let me. I'll sit,
Do you want to? I don't care. What are you doing? Falafel.
I'll sit here.
Oh, okay.
All right, I can get you coffee. What do you want?
Oh, thanks. Who else wants something? Or anything? Oh, 5-minute break.
anyway.
Oh, great. Here. Whatever.
Just regular coffee, black.
Latte,
Oh, latte, okay.
yeah, with 1 sugar on the side. Thanks.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing my computer.
One, yeah. Did you hit down? I think 13, 11. I think 13, 11. Doing 6-4. That's what you did. Yeah. I might play 13, 11 instead. You know, like to hit, but it's just, there's nothing more constructive I would hit. I might play 13. Just took down Nietzsche.
Nice.
I think he makes one down. To me, 2 blocks is enough. I mean, huge.
That's a fourth. It's not going to get hit very likely. Still doesn't like anything.
Well, he got really
Yeah.
lucky. But
It's a shot either way.
a whole lot's going on. Are you just supposed to?
Probably, but I'd have to see it.
He hit on my.
Just set it up and show me. Don't try and explain it. Have we played any part of this 5-2 yet? Do you know?
That's hard. That's hard. He's been looking whether to hit or not.
All right, so he's. No, this is the right play. What's he going to hit with? No, that's the right play. No, he couldn't have. So 6 is going to hit and cover, obviously. Yeah, he can't hit there. You don't give up the 8-point like that. Come in, probably 2 down from the midpoint, hit. And we are now back. Now I have a full version of XG in front of me. Falafel will be right back in a minute. Don't worry, though. The commentary won't be overrun with bot analysis. It's just so when we have a big one, we can look it up now. Yeah. And Rory's here, and he said small one, yes. 3-6 is hitter.
Was there a big cube for it to turn around?
There was an 8 cube in there at one point.
Were there any cube errors, or was it pretty clear?
It depends, because we thought we had a discussion. We're not sure how many checkers were off when one of the cubes happened. So it was either a big error or right. Because we thought there was a different amount of checkers, so I'm not sure. I think he's just got to pick up the blot here. It's a little too loose to leave it in the outfield. And one of his best rolls, probably second best. You come up, make the anchor, you make the 9-point. There's nothing else. Huh. Yeah. 2-1's pretty lame. You can probably play down from the midpoint with the 1 and push the 2 over. You should spread your checkers because of the weakness of white's inner board right here. Yeah. Nah, you don't pick it up. It's way too static. That's a bad play.
MCG does that?
I don't know what. Again, Matt's sick today, so we'll chalk every play that's just standard, what should be as standard, up to being sick. Because that was a really bad play. Even it'll only be like .04 or something, but it's. Yeah, theoretically, yeah. I'm not sure what the word is we're looking for, but it's there. Oh, yeah, it just comes out, I guess. Still, yeah. Yep. One little fan by someone, and we might have some action. And out. And maybe a double hitter. Maybe you break it open to double hit. What else are you going to do otherwise? 2 down's another option, but that's got to leave a lot of shots too. At least it keeps your structure. That leaves obviously 1-2, 1-4, 1-6, 3-2, 3-4, 3-6, 5-2, 5-6. That's like 16 is, a little less than half the deck. Otherwise, you hit both, and obviously it's only 11 shots. You just got to hit both, I think. I know it's pretty wide open, but huge gain when it works. A lot less shots. Yeah. 4 blots is a lot if you're hit, but you got to play for the sequence where you're not hit because that's what's most likely to happen. That's what she said. 1 came in. We got to cover before we think about cubing anything. It's too much to clean up.
Even when you cover and he brings his other checker and you're not going to have a double. So
you can talk into that thing if you want.
Okay.
And we might just not cover. Wow. So we're going to have to make the 9 point probably. I don't really see playing. You can't play everybody to the 8 point. That's way too inflexible. Yeah.
You can
We
lift.
could lift.
That's what I'm looking at.
Only leaves 1, 3, and 5, 6.
So let's lift and play to the 6 point. That might be an option.
I mean,
Because his board is very strong. This has to be an option. So it's
still
either
6 hitting numbers.
I like this. I'm going to go with this because the
12,
Yeah.
13, 14. Yeah, it's you've got like 10 more shots. when
it's
you
like
lift.
17 numbers if we just make the 9, right? Yeah, it's 17 numbers if we make the 9. I like the old chicken shit play.
Yeah.
That's my type of backgammon right here, and that's why I have all day to commentate. I don't know. My English is not so good. Commentate.
I like commentates.
Yeah.
Are they playing now?
Yes.
6 what?
6-5. It looks like.
Really?
Yeah, he just played a 5, so it's 6-5.
That's ugly.
I mean, it's ugly, but there's no other play. You can't leave direct shots, right?
Wow. This didn't clean up well at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, things went fairly well, and it still didn't go well.
Yeah, we just got to run out with the checker.
10's
Again-
huge here.
Yep. Even a little 3 would buy some breathing room. There's a little 3.
There's a little 3.
There's only one ace. That's why you're better than me. Yeah.
He's gonna probably be forced to make a big play here.
Yeah. Just come in.
Yeah.
Yep. Now White's
Let
gonna
him take the outfield.
Yeah. White's gonna control the outfield now, unless he rolls one of his 4 lame numbers. There you go.
Like one of those.
Yeah.
And now Blue gets to control the outfield here.
I don't think. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, this means that your 3s don't pop out, right? Well,
Yeah.
they may still, but it's not. As
He has good 3s though already. This makes I play the other play. He has good 3s on the other side of the board, whereas he doesn't have good 2s.
genius.
Yeah, but so
Yeah,
what? I
you're
mean,
right,
that's
it's still a
why.
good 3,
It's
yeah.
still a good 3.
But if he doesn't get out in the outfield though
Yeah.
first, then
I have confidence Matt's going to throw his 5-4 here. That's what I would do. Oh, 6-3.
You're
Yeah.
so wrong. You just called it wrong.
Yeah. Now do you play on a fan?
No.
I think
why
I.
not? What rules,
I think
what
I
rules are you
do.
unhappy with?
I play on.
I mean, yeah,
You don't have to
1-1.
come out.
But you
It's
just,
such a small parlay. I play on. MCG's going to play on. He's smart like me. Some days. Yeah.
You're good. Come on over.
Now here you go,
I
falafel.
don't have much time, but at least I'll make the most of the time that I have.
In and out.
So what happened?
MCG got to a good position. He definitely never had a cube. Everything went pretty how it was supposed to go.
So
got-
he's playing too good right now?
Yeah.
He was.
So you should like come in on the ace and come out with the 5 then, right?
No.
Why not?
Are you kidding me?
Gonna double a lot of the time, isn't it?
Well, not if you come in and out like that. I might
Is
play
this
on.
a double?
This is certainly a pass. I'm not.
Okay, I guess you're right. So just if it's, but can he play on and roll double 6s and gammon him?
Maybe.
I mean, he's got 15 crossovers.
So you're saying come out right?
I think I would want to come out because well,
You
because
cash
this
it.
way I would force him to double me, but here I would have played on. That's my thinking.
I'm not sure you play on there.
Well, if you
I
have
don't know.
double 6s or double 4s that can gammon him,
But
then
if you
play
don't,
on.
But if you don't,
So what?
then you leave indirect shots. Again, I could look that
So-
one up. I don't think that one's too good either.
I think a third of the time you're leaving him in direct shots. So he's got to hit him still. He only hits him a
Yeah.
third of the time. Less than that.
It'd be a bit, but it's different because you still have to clear the 8-point. That's also not a sure thing, and you're not sure to like get a gammon. There are a lot of little things built into that. It's not just the immediate whether you get hit or not. So we split with the 5-2, played the 6-4.
Anyway, it wasn't too bad because he got
Yeah.
doubled down anyway. So
Yeah.
you got the the objective was met.
So we're at 9 away, normal consolation prize match, and with the ace,
6-5. He's seeing it.
yeah, he saw it.
I like 6-5, of course.
All right, I'll make falafel. Those because we can't split the back checkers with those stacks the way it is. So I'm
Right.
going to go ahead and split. We're already down in the race, so yeah, slotting I think is right.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
wrong conceptual idea.
Yeah. So
2-1, no good ace. He does that. He's ahead in the race.
yeah, that's good.
So that looks right.
Yeah, looks correct.
3-2. That does that and hits, of course.
Yeah.
Clear play. And now what? A 4 and a 1? Or yeah,
Yep,
it's perfect.
anchored up.
Yeah. So now it's just a long game where Genius is ahead in the count. Yeah, makes that play.
Yeah.
That looks right also.
It's actually pretty strong against those 10 checker
Right.
stacks.
That's right.
It's probably 4-1. It's probably 4-1. No, it's 2-1. Yeah.
2-1. 2-1. He needs to do.
I'm wondering if they're low on time. MCG seems to be playing a little quickly.
6, and then you slot the 3-point.
I just
No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think
You
we just come
duplicate
off
the
the back
threes.
come off the back anchor. We don't need it for anything. Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
That's what he should do.
Yeah, that can't be unreasonable to do something like that. I don't know if it's perfect, but it
Yeah.
can't be unreasonable. A6, that's a big roll because it hits and takes away the initiative. 2-1 does hit. Maybe hit inside.
Nah, I like outside still.
I like outside as well.
And hit.
Okay. Ace, deuce, that's another hitter, but this time it's going to hit inside.
Agreed.
You don't make the 21?
You could, but I think hitting is better
Yeah.
to send another man back.
We
in
can
this
always
way.
make the 21 like in the
You roll
future.
double twos and double fours.
Yeah, that's the only drawback.
I mean, we are a little light up front
Now
on
if you roll
checkers.
double twos and double fours, it doesn't change the complexion of the game.
Yeah, that's true, Rory. You make a decent enough point.
So hit and make the anchor.
Yeah.
Anchor.
There's nothing better.
I'm not sure we had to hit, but I think we had to hit.
Well, he's
I
gonna
would
roll an
again.
ace and make a bad game.
Yeah.
5-6 is forced. 4-2, he just hits. 4-2, an
there's
ace
clue
is
in that
very
coffee.
big. No, 3-6 hits. No, why doesn't he hit?
He wasn't. He's got to see it first.
Oh, he wasn't thinking
Again, they're
of
they're
hitting.
playing very fast for some reason.
It's very clear to
Yeah.
him. Are you kidding? You
No,
can
I'm
go
asking.
forward. You just go forward. You don't do this.
Double ones, double threes, double fours.
So what? Oh yeah, they have still enough time, but
No,
of
they
course-
don't.
I
9-point
guess-
match. They have less than a minute.
Well,
per-
anyway, whatever
yeah.
time they have, they deserve. They took
Right,
an
exactly.
extraordinarily long amount over some trivial plays.
I agree. They did it to themselves, but that's
Uh,
why they're playing quickly now in Russian plays.
I mean, and this is trivial to me too. Why would
Yeah.
I want to take a long time? I mean, I have a play that hits. Is there a trap here or a trick of some sort? Do I have to overthink this? I'm just gonna hit and think later. That's not,
Yeah.
that. This is the wrong idea not to hit. I think he can roll like, say he rolls like some number that he gets to clear. Like he rolls a random 7
or
or a 4-1,
4-1, or a
is actually
5-3,
nice-
or any. I mean, you just let him clean up that blot.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. You
Yeah.
don't like that back game against so forward of a
Right.
position. It's not a
I'm
good. It's
with
not
you.
a good game. You got to hit.
I'm very confident of that too.
So
It's,
right now, let's see. So I'm not sure. Let's see, because we still don't know how many we're off. Yeah. He didn't hit.
He didn't hit,
And
so
he rolled
the
4.
4-1.
4.
Oh, 4-5, double
4-5.
hit. Yeah, that's the best way
Still.
to come home.
Yeah.
And then he has an ace to make the 7-point.
Yep.
Now you can roll an ace, and now his
Yep.
game is that much better with an ace.
Yep.
He doesn't, so 4-2 is bad.
Just
So 4, yeah, play
cover.
that 4.
And then the deuce just split off the anchor.
He could.
Yeah.
He could. He sees it. Nice play.
There's no threat of anything back there.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Bill's play. He's actually desperately looking to roll an ace. Yeah, he's going to do that. And his position just improved with that particular roll. 4 and a 6 goes
Probably
like
just
that.
out, yeah.
Yeah. 3 or a 4 to hit, or an ace to link up is still good. 4-1, so that does that and that. Yeah. Bill sees the ace,
And the 4's
and then
going to
the
hit.
4 hits, and then
Yeah.
he just wants to get hit back. Genius doesn't really want to hit anything here. Now it's really bad to hit.
And
So
with the 2, obviously, probably just
he has
all
a
the way
2-1.
up. Yeah, all the way up.
Here is where Bill can get really creative and just hit anything that moves.
Or he could just completely miss, but yeah.
Yeah, this is fine.
That's
This-
fine, yeah.
And then, like, if he rolls a 3 with a 1, he doesn't want to hit even.
Agreed. 4-5 just pops out again.
That's good, yeah.
Yep.
4-6 would have been better.
Yeah. That's a bad roll.
That's
He's
a
got
hitter.
it.
Hits from the back.
Yeah, he's.
And he does need to hit. In fact, he does.
Back at the front from the 21.
From the 21.
sorry.
No.
Or the 21.
Does
No.
he?
You keep the 2 and the 4. This is the
Yeah.
right
So
play.
you hit from the 20.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
He needs to hit, that's for sure.
And a 2-4 game.
Yeah, 4 and a 1. That's no, I thought that was a double hit, but that's just a single hit.
Yeah, just hit off the 5, yeah.
Yeah, he needs to do that. And then
Now
he can
now
hit and
miss
cover.
is pretty big.
2-1. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
So this is where you wish you didn't have 7 minutes left on your clock in a
Right,
9-point
now-
match.
Now you need to think if you want to come off an anchor to hit on a 5-point. He sees that now he can get punished should he be double hit.
Right.
or-
I mean, there's 6 blots.
Yeah.
Actually, 3s and 5s are all.
3s
Now
are
he
do
has a
pretty well.
dilemma.
Yeah.
This
I think I like this better.
I like this play too. I actually like this because.
Oh.
And he stays out.
That's a big swing. That's a big swing.
Oh, 6-2 is a really bad roll.
It is.
actually,
He's going to cover.
because he doesn't hit the
Make
second
the bar
man.
and cover. Make the bar and
Yeah,
cover the 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do.
Hope he fans again.
If he fans again, he can like cube here. He should cube. Of course.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Not going to find out.
No,
Double
no,
hitter.
No. That's a big roll.
Yeah.
You don't slash up the ace to prevent him from making.
No. You don't care if he makes the
Too
ace
much
in this.
thinking there.
Yeah, he doesn't have the timing for this.
Right, he doesn't have time.
Yeah, if he rolls an ace, it's going to be really strong. He has nothing here.
Getting close
This
to
would be a
double.
hopeless double. If
Yeah.
he doubles here, he has no threat almost.
And he carried
What'd he
out that
roll?
no threat. 6s.
Oh, wow.
Terrible roll.
Horrible, horrible. Oh, he has to do this too.
Wow.
It would have been beavered after that roll. That's an outright beaver right there.
I like Wood. Wow.
Wow.
That was crazy.
That was white is a favorite, game favorite. Ace.
He's got to come out with the same,
Yeah.
right? Or-
No. You got to come out with the 4-point. From the 4-point. You keep the ace in the
Yeah,
deuce. Very good
at
by
this
Bill.
point, yeah.
Bill's, no, you don't do that.
No.
You just come off the 4. You don't need the 4-point anymore. There's checkers behind on the 3-point
Yeah.
stacked up. You're not worried about him rolling like some joker.
Let him play 2s to win.
Yeah, this is just a fine game. Matt
Yeah.
is pretty cooked. Genius is cooked. He's going to be facing the cube very, very shortly. Yeah, even if he rolls this, is a good roll. That's a good roll. It just makes the 5.
Well, yeah, but you could make
Heavy
it different
5.
ways.
Heavy 5.
Why?
Heavy.
You don't want to discount?
No,
shots?
heavy. You need a spare on. You don't. You need.
You need a spare there, that's true.
You're not safe by doing that.
That's true. You could have, yeah.
You're not safe. Leaving more numbers left.
Praying for a deuce. No
yeah,
deuce.
No, nothing there, and then he needs
Out
to
with
come
the
out.
5 and.
Yeah, he just needs to come out with the 5. Yeah, that's fine.
There you go.
5:51, 6:50.
5:51, 6. So the time left on their clocks is 6 and 7
means-
minutes.
5-3. That's safe. He really needs to roll something that makes the 4. That would be big help.
Huge, yeah. Bill's got all the
6,
timing in the
4,
world.
6 and yeah, leave that there and play to the bar. No, don't do that. There's no. Why are you?
Yeah, you're supposed to move that
Why
left
didn't he
checker
do that?
forward, so
Why did he bring that in?
That's
forced.
Forced pretty much,
basically.
yep.
He should have had a man on the 10-point. He didn't need
Right,
to do that.
yeah.
And
He needs a
11
builder
to
for the
7.
4. Well, he
Yeah,
got out
and
there. Now he's got
very
a builder.
good, very good roll. And ace is still good here because you just want to bring him in.
Yeah.
4 is forced.
Yeah,
3
so they're
is-
in. They're both in.
They're in, and now he's going to have to hit.
And even a hit's not a winner because he never made his 4.
That's true. He doesn't.
Cock
no.
dice. That was aces.
Maybe it's too early to hit, but I don't think so.
No, you got to hit now.
Yeah, because he takes man off, he's off the gammon.
Yeah.
This way, he's never off the gammon here. And yeah, 3-6. I mean, I would like double here or whatever.
No,
Okay.
way too early.
Well, it may be.
What about now?
Wait till see if he rolls a 2.
Well, I
and
mean,
then
it was early. Obviously, it was a little early to
Right,
double.
it was early. Now you
I
can
mean,
double.
of course, there's a double pass. To me, it's just a pass. 6-2 is a humongous roll.
Wow.
So
Are you
this
sure
is-
this is a pass?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a pass.
I'm
you
sure it's a
know?
huge double.
It's a huge double, yeah. Well, maybe it's a take. Maybe he can come in with a deuce. But what is he coming in with? You
Yeah,
know, to
it's-
what?
Well,
Think
two,
we can play
two,
that.
2-1 and 2-2 and 2-6 are all obvious.
And what if he
2-5.
just rolls an ace?
Yeah, ace is
He's already
obviously terrible.
flooded the outfield, though.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
That 2-6 is going to get hit back.
Right, that's why it's a
half the time
pass.
anyways.
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah.
Genius pass.
I just don't think it was so bad.
Good call on that take.
Well,
I didn't say take. I said I wasn't sure it was.
No, you said take.
No, I didn't. Let's see. 5 there.
all right, I think this may be like my last game, if any. Double fours, that's a great roll. Bill is good with the rolls. Genius is genius. He brings it in. At least look at how fast they're playing now.
Yeah, they again, this is why you don't get low on time. I don't know why good players do this. One, you get low on time, and two, when you get
Well, you
low
do
on
it
time.
too, don't you?
Yeah, but when I get low on time, I don't play all spastic the rest of the
Oh,
game. They're like
they
shaking,
do.
rolling, and they only take 3 seconds now. You
I
still
agree
have 12
with you,
seconds.
Stick. With that, I agree with you. I see it too, and
It's fine
that's
if
what
you
makes
get,
it that much worse.
Yeah,
actually.
it's fine to get low on
It's-
time. Just calm down, take your 12 seconds every turn, and think. Don't try and rush your rolls and rush your
You don't have to play
plays.
speed gammon.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I'm
you
with
got
you on
plenty of
that.
time still.
Yeah, you just played
And then-
13-8.
No, down
There's
from
no
the
need.
mid, from the last. Like
Right.
plays like that, I just feel like
Right.
because of time.
I'm with you there. I don't like that.
Making
play.
both points.
Yeah, I'm good with that as opposed to making the 5. No, you don't run. You just make the 2 point.
Why aren't you close to a double?
And
to
then,
run?
no, you don't need to run. You roll double 5s. You don't run. Okay? You make the 2 and then you attack and you look to attack.
Yeah, but he might be running in the meantime. And if
Yeah,
if you
good
run
luck
with
to
your-
him
if
then.
you're running with your back to, there's numbers to.
No, you don't run. You hinder him by staying back and you attack that lone checker. That's the game plan. You know,
we should
4-5.
run now?
4-5 is a very good roll. And, you know, a shot here, a hit here. Okay, you hit. That's like a winner. A sure winner.
Almost. And again, you see
Two is
that
down.
that blot on the ace point could really be
two-
a pain. Yeah, the 2's definitely
I
down.
think it's also a play on if he stays out. That's my guess, but whatever.
Yeah.
I always play on.
If he comes in with an ace,
5
that's great.
and a 3. Now that's a pass. This is not too good anymore.
Right.
And it's
Clear
just a
pass. Yeah,
And it's just an obvious pass.
agreed.
Yeah, Genius will not play this. Yeah.
I got texts from separate people, by the way. One in the U.S. and one overseas, asking me to tell Falafel to quit calling MCG genius.
He's a genius.
This is not coming from me. I'm just passing along the information.
All right, I gotta go. Sorry.
I think Falafel's doing dinner, so he's out.
Ben is gonna take over for me. Good night. And,
You just going to dinner, Falafel?
What?
Where are you going? Dinner?
Yeah.
All right.
The quality of the commentary just went down significantly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll try to counter that with humor.
So again,
Well, anything you can add there will improve.
and the split.
Just make it the 5 point.
Make the bar.
Make the bar.
Yeah, too many shots to make the 5 point. We're
If
not
you
leaving a
didn't have
double shot.
4 point, if you didn't have a 4 point prime already, then the 5 is probably okay.
3-3. That looks like a decent roll.
Just 4 down.
I think I'm playing
Or
two
make
down
the 10
to the 10
and
and the
the 4?
7, and then I'm playing up to the 20.
Yeah, I
think.
wow, that's
Do
a
do
tough
you
one.
challenge him up on the 20 point, or do you leave it back?
This is a little interesting. I don't know. We could also be crazy and make the 2 point. I know it seems out of bang out of order, but
If you're making the 2 point, do you consider slashing on the ace as well, or does that just get too
No.
much?
No. What are you talking about?
he's playing like 7 threes. Since Blue's threatening to do a decent amount on his turn, making the 2 point might be an option here, especially since the 3s otherwise are not the greatest thing. It's very thin because there's so few guys in the zone. But with the blot in the outfield, I think it might be right. So I'm going to say it was a good play by Bill. And now,
Point away.
yeah,
That's huge.
yeah. And now we're going to have to just hit loose on the 3. You know, you hit the front checker. Yep, that's it. You hit the front checker.
Is he
You.
considering hitting on the ace, just on.
I don't know what he's considering. You unstack, but the problem is you give 20 good numbers because he now hits on the ace behind you or 3 to anchor up. So this is the right way to hit. And you just you probably no, that's too thin.
4 blots.
That feels pretty thin. That feels like you're low on.
You just come down, right?
You can come out or come down. Yeah, because you come out. Yeah, you come out in front of the strip midpoint. You get off the 5 point. Yeah, I think out was right.
Okay.
53. So he should probably hit here. He should hit loose because he's got no other good 5, and he doesn't want to let white play. Again, that's like splitting and slotting. You can't get away with that because he'll hit one or the other. You got to hit loose on the ace point, I think. If you slot the 5 point, now he's either going to roll a 4 or he'll attack your innerboard blots with other rolls. It just never works. There you go. Yeah, they're just low on time. Again, this is your punishment for taking so much time earlier. They're just making quick plays. Desperately needs an entry here. You're probably going to get cubed out. Very good entry. What to do with it is another question. Man, you could just make the 5. Hitting on the ace is just so weak. That's pretty solid looking. Again, because there's so little in the zone to attack blue's checkers. Because if you come out and hit, it's a lot. I think you just make the 5. I think that's the right play. Again, white doesn't have enough around to really hurt him. He's got to hit loose and come down, obviously, and then the last one. 1, 2, yeah.
Well, the thing is here, you're still forced to come in because otherwise it's a double pass. Whereas if you make the other play, you have that.
But you would have been hit a lot more. How about you just double hit and play on? That's what MCG is going to do. And like I said, double hit and play on. I can't see what that is. Must have been a 3-2.
Yeah.
No.
That's what he played.
He's in. It's still too good.
Yeah, you can easily roll an ace or a 6 here.
Oh.
7's interesting. Do you make the 8 or just pop out?
I like this.
I might play chicken.
There's 8 numbers that hit.
Oh, not like that.
No?
I'm not. See, again, he's just rushing around. That's not how I would have played. I'm not sure what I would have played. He's still playing on, which is fine, obviously. He's got to hit loose and then just come in. Yeah. That's
an interesting roll as well.
Supposed to double him out here?
Can he double him out? Does he?
Yes, he can definitely double him out if he wants.
Or not?
Yeah. I think it's just, too good. Yeah.
Really?
I gotta stop taking everything, I guess.
Ben would have taken this entire game. That's probably a decent roll. And the last one is to the 2 point. Yep.
Yeah, it might be.
One roll for a duck here. Big swing. Nope.
How big is the swing?
It just upped the backgammons a little, and the gammons obviously a bit. 4-2, you clear the bar point. Yep. Get all the spares into a good spot for the bear off.
All of your doubles still play fine.
And 5-2. Yeah. I'm not sure that was the right, but yeah, it's fine. All right, he's in now, and we've got an ugly configuration.
Have to consider doubling or no?
No.
Right? Okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah, you never consider doubling here. Yeah. I mean, it's just an ugly configuration for a bear off. White can hope to get a shot here.
How tight on time are these guys?
Tight.
Yeah, like
they've got probably 6 minutes left apiece.
Oh, okay.
And, going to you're supposed to have 2 minutes per point.
Right.
Yeah,
and
so
they've got
half time.
less than half.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than half.
They were fucking around the first few games.
Yeah. 3-2 from the back. Is that 3-2 or 5-2?
Yeah,
3-2. Yeah. It's fine. Again, anything clears the point. 6s, it's not. He needs to make point. Yeah, he's not going to run off the gammon. He needs to make that point. 6-5's a nice roll. Giving him 1-1, a little more, 2-2 and 2-1. It's probably right still.
Certainly
And
right
now
now.
you stick around.
Coup classic.
You stick around. You slot the 9 point if you can. Yep.
No, it's 15-14.
They're both hoping in a way that it's 15-14. Yep. Now they don't have time travel so much.
Did you hear me say that before you rolled? Just checking.
That was Matt's plan the whole way.
Yeah, easy going.
He didn't even need to hit that extra checker I was talking about. So we are 7 away, 6 away.
And they're still playing speed together.
And they are still low on time. They're probably about 6 minutes each. So they're half as much time as they should.
Under that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt was the lower one, I think, and he was taking some time in this game. So
5-1 for Mr. MCG. We're running. So, again, these are the kind of games I keep a running race count in from the go when it looks like an anchor in a race game. Now, White just hopes to roll in 9 or higher and run away. 8 or higher, sorry, not 9. Why did I say 9?
9.
What do I keep you around for, Ben? Oh, that's why, because a 9 would get missed.
Okay.
And probably come in with the 3 and down with the 4. You got to develop the midpoint. You're not ahead in the race anymore. There's some sort of duplication of 5.
Bill has 4.5. I'm sorry. MCG has 4.5. Bill has 5.5.
All right, so they're around 5 minutes each. Oh, he just ran
came
out. I didn't see that play, honestly. Maybe it was, right? I didn't consider it. Yep.
3 and 1.
Yep, 3 down and 1, that's right.
The race was even before that hit.
Yeah.
And now he's down a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't go to deuce there. It's too weak.
Yep. Especially with the duplication of 3s.
I like the 5 point. Although,
Wow.
It's all, I mean,
I
you're leaving
like
aces,
hitting.
You're leaving
nice to
7.
have options.
I like hitting. I like hitting.
And lift.
Yeah, you're not a clear favorite in the race. You got to hit, I think.
Because you prime yourself in this way. You get a second guy back the other way. I like hitting, Matt. Matt, hit. I tried. And I'm a big proponent of the 5 point, but the other play was screaming out to be made. Now he's got that prime in front of us. I don't know what he's thinking about here. There's only one play, 2 down from the mid. Instead of having 2 guys
He's
back.
thinking of his own 6 prime,
Yeah.
5 prime.
Maybe, but really, whoa, Matt is
Confident.
low on time pushing things. Matt is just, this is not going to be,
Maybe it will be.
again, so what?
Watch and learn, watch and learn.
Again, this is far from over. Yeah, great cube.
Wow.
Now you guys want him to hit, so it can be a good cube again. There you go.
Yeah, as long as
so easy.
as long as
Those
you can roll
back
a 5
checkers are
string.
not easy to get out of
No, they're
there.
not.
So, I mean, that cube was way early. I don't.
And the 3 is big, and now
Yeah.
he's going to think about hitting with 5s.
Yeah, he has to attack regardless. I mean, he'll.
5-3, yeah.
It'll be easy to attack, but you run out of timing doing this.
Actually, should he have come out with the 5? Or is it
No,
to make the
no, you just make the point.
Wait, it was still a 5 prime.
Yeah, he's got enough timing because he can roll 1 or a 5.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm not
He's
sure.
getting into real trouble
I just
now.
slot maybe. I just slot the point up. Maybe. What does this look like? Yeah, because those go to the same point. I would probably slot it. Yeah, exactly. Five part's bad though. Good news, bad news. Back down to the ace
Yeah,
because
bury
that
it, I
stack is
think.
too huge.
You can't put.
You can't slot here, can you?
No, the ace point. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't really mind if he hits you on the ace as much because he's got a checker on the ace.
Yeah.
Now.
You hate it to death, but
Well, but you certainly.
no,
don't want it
you're not
coming high,
duplicating numbers here. Don't. This is a false duplication. You got to unload the stack, minimize the shots. Absolutely the right play.
So it's just about shots. You're saying that you just don't want to.
And you want to unstack too. Like, look, now you can't make the 5 point ever
Right.
because you took away your spare from the 8.
Oh, and he rolls.
And he rolls it
a
just an
huge
absolute joker.
number.
Again,
It's
that one would not nearly hurt as much the other way.
Right, because
it would have been a loose hit.
instantly, and instead he's
Yeah.
looking at being gammon.
Now MCG is saying, boy, my double was genius. There's the genius word for you, folks. Yeah, that was.
Watch and learn.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad by Phipps.
Oh.
That's not bad. It delays inevitable.
Yeah,
but,
he might be able to get the 2. Yeah, the 5 was bad. Yeah. 1, and we're going to hit. And we're probably just going to hit loose and keep the 5 prime. Yeah. Yeah, we keep the 5 prime. We have 3 back we can get out very easily. We play 4s, 5s, and 6s all well. Phipps is taking some time to shake his dice. You know.
You still got 4s, 5s, and 6s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I just didn't get a look at it very well. And make the anchor or kick him off. That's okay. I don't know. I would have taken a look too. Again, that 2-1 I'm not so sure about. Matt made it so quick. Again, you at least have 12 seconds.
What a swing. Still got a lot of work to do. It's not over yet.
Probably just play 7 and 4.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're not hitting.
Thanks. Well, you could play both from the 10. You could actually play both from the 10 is probably better. Yeah.
Oh, both from the 10.
Both from the 10 is probably a better play.
Even double 5s, that's a great thing to do. Whereas double 5s don't play that bad.
Yeah, it's just one swing number.
Why are you giving the extra?
Ooh.
This can't be right.
No me gusta. No way. 2, not with that board. He yeah. Watch and learn, right? These guys are. There's no excuse that they're playing speed gammon even for some of these plays. You should still be able to play a reasonable PR when you're that level.
He's thinking about reshipping. I don't think it's right.
No, he's drunk if he's reshipping, I think.
He's got to think about time, though, too. This might be a good spot to ramp up that cube.
He has 5:13. Well, now
it's probably
4.5.
down. Yeah.
She just whispered in my ear a minute ago.
Yeah. Obviously, if he recubes, Matt will be happy because then it shortens the match for his time, too. It reduces both their gammon values. You just have too much to do. Yeah, it's just too much work to do.
Double 2s?
Yeah, now he's going to have no idea how to play it because that's where I'm at. Yep.
Make a 3-point? Possibly. All right.
Wow.
You have. Well, he's got 2 checkers up, right?
That and the 3-point? That's what I see.
Yeah.
That's okay too.
I think that's right. Yeah.
It does reduce.
I think that's right.
6s.
Right, and all the guys are aimed at the 2 points that are open, so I think we switch to the deuce point here. Yep.
And if he fans, do you double him out? Or
Double him out again. You got 2 guys behind a 5 prime. Yeah.
That was a question.
Yeah.
We only had 1 up.
No, he had 2.
He had 2 up.
There's another guy still in the bar.
No, I thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about last.
So we
one.
make the 5 point, obviously, finally, and now if we get a fan, I still think we'll be light, but we'll start thinking. All right, there's a fan.
You're gonna get too good before you reship this.
I think you should be reshipping here.
That's. I mean, a 6 is gigantic.
Exactly. That's pretty good.
I mean, that's not. I don't know if that's. Yeah, that's the right
seems-
play. 'Cause now you got 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. There's a 4. That's a saver.
Now he's thinking.
Yeah.
When I would have thought the previous one, I'm not thinking here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously now anything with a 1 or deuce in it, unless it contains a 6 also, is not that
What's
good.
the
Or
gammon
double
price
1s.
here?
Well, I mean,
On a 4 cube.
exactly. On the 4 cube, they both get reduced because there's a lot of overage. Yeah.
Unless it has 1 or
No, 1 or 2 without a 6 or doubles. Yeah.
It's only.
'Cause both 1s and 2s.
You're only
yeah.
wasting 1 point.
Only, yeah, 1 point's still overage.
Is that a big take?
Like I said, I take everything. I'm taking.
Ben's taken. Big surprise, folks.
I mean, it's just too many ways to win this in my mind.
Yeah, the way to win this is a guy rolls a 1 or a 2, or he doesn't get out from behind a 5 prime. So I mean, that's
I don't know. It's probably a pass, but I can't help myself.
all right.
sometimes.
Everyone, get your voting in before I get finished. What's everyone want to do? I'm with
You
MCG
scooped
just
it.
for the record.
Well, that's okay.
Again, as long as he's not out behind the prime yet, this is not.
Do you play it differently to buy time to get out from? Do you maybe?
I don't think
hit
so. I
twice?
didn't look at it, but did anyone want to vote on this cube before we look? Anyone voting on the cube?
I hated it, but I
Yeah,
was taking it.
I took it and I wasn't particularly hating it. I haven't looked yet.
Well, Show us.
All right. Magic Man says, you got to take this. Come on. Falafel would be.
Oh, it's a pass.
It could be a small pass.
It could, yeah, it's small though. It's not big at all.
I would have taken this.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
.05
on plus
pass.
it says .05 pass.
Wow, he didn't make the 5s and 3s good with the 3-1.
And we're going to see here. It's a huge roll.
Yeah.
And he's in. And
You don't want to get hit here.
I go in again. I can't.
If he rolls an ace, your 5s are dead. I mean, I really like just playing it in.
oof. I mean, you're going to have to hit him next turn if you don't roll a 6, obviously.
Not if he rolls an ace, though. I mean, really, his favorite
Yeah.
might be him rolling an ace here.
Yeah.
But now he didn't. He needs a 6.
Desperate for a 6, and even that doesn't win it now.
Wow. What?
Seems like that's right.
Yeah, you can't give him an ace-point game. I
You
don't
have
know.
the
It's,
timing of the other checker that's now popped out.
Ace,
Yeah,
ace
yeah.
is huge here. Oh. All right, he's got all kinds of timing now to close the board and roll another 6 and get this over with. So
Match. Oh, is that?
it will be if he gammons. He's only got 1. Is it 1 or 2 on the board?
No, it's
I think 3. I suppose we can just count the checkers. It's 3. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And we're out of time, folks.
Do you have any thought of breaking the 6-point here?
Not yet. You
Okay.
always wait. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 53. We
well,
broke it.
In this case, there was no roll that left the shot, right? Because the 6s come out.
Matt needs to get moving. 1-6. Matt needs to roll 3 6s before Bill rolls 1. And Bill's going to break down, obviously, the board a little bit.
That's big.
I don't think he's going to break
He's
down.
got
No. Matt still needs to come. He wants to come in right away to try and save the gammon, even if he throws 2 quick 6s. There's one.
One. There are some. There's
Fly
actually-
shots now, maybe,
yes,
too.
There's some bad numbers here. Double 4 is what I'm looking at.
3-2. You got to stop with the 2. You just go all the way. You just go all the way. It's a lot closer.
Try to lock
Yeah.
this up.
I'm rooting for the 6-3 pain. I got to be honest with you.
Pretty common law.
Oh!
I bet they heard that in the other room.
Oh my God!
And as we say, watch and learn.
Genius.
How do you?
So,
Well, it's 19 though. What's the take point?
1 sec. So that cube earlier did end up being a pass. It was a .07 pass. I threw in a little rollout. So
So what's the take point here, Stick? Come on,
the take point is from 2 ways, 7 ways, so 16%.
16%. So it seems like it's got to be a
Doesn't
pass.
look like he has 16%.
Right, and so then the
Well,
question
maybe
is,
he
do you
does.
play on?
No, you can't play on. You just don't hardly win a gammon here, and gammons are
True, and so
the value of gammons are very small. So
do you think it has 16% Stick?
let me look.
Let him make the decision. Let him figure it out.
I mean,
Probably
you-
with
you
the time
can't-
trouble,
you can't
especially,
sit
you're going to
this one,
double.
right?
Yeah, you're going to,
Time trouble,
especially
yeah.
with the time trouble.
You got to just send it.
Yeah, you got to let him figure it out. Yeah.
No longer playing speed gammon.
Yeah, this is why they wasted all that time earlier, because they knew they'd just get
Yeah,
a
right.
couple 8 cubes in the match and we're good.
All right. I don't see 16% here. I'm passing. I'm assuming you got the
didn't
take
see
point
the
right.
16.
Take point is
Yeah,
16 right.
15.78.
You didn't see the 16%, so you're still thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Hey.
saw 16%. Let's see it. What is it, Stick? Has he got it?
Double 4s.
6'4", I think. I think he's 6'4", I believe.
Are you thinking about whether or not you would have taken this?
Yeah.
If it's 6, well, if it's 4s, you spread. If it's 6-4, you go 13-12.
With 6'4", yeah, you come out and you play the 4 down, I feel like.
So you're really not making the point here?
You don't care if he rolls an ace.
Right. That makes sense.
Your
Right.
attacking is 2-6.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, you cover the 2-6. You're not going to make the ace because then he throws a deuce and then you'd have to continue the attack. If he rolls an ace here, you don't care. Like, I mean, you care,
But he's got to roll an ace.
but he's got
an
an ace.
Not break his board, so absolutely.
No.
So yeah, you got to come out. You got to.
The good part is now you see these guys can actually think again for a minute because they know this is the last game. So all that low time crap. Now he's going back to playing reasonable backgammon. So he made the right play.
Does he cover with a 5?
5-4 he doesn't.
Actually, he does. He covers the 8.
Yeah. So he just runs around here from the back and he still covers the.
Triple covers it.
No, I don't think you can break that rat.
You're paying off what, 2 games if you do
2-5 and
that?
2-6.
You're paying off to any 2. Any 2 is big.
Because then you have to slash and
Then you have to slash and burn. You just run
instead you
around.
Give yourself triple shots at the 2-6.
Yeah. Triple shots at 2-6 and 3 builders for the 8 point because you would like to make the 8.
I mean, triple shots were only like what 6 numbers missed, so it's
6-2. Yeah, just run around. This cannot be right. This is a nightmare.
6-2, he just goes
I
round.
think. I don't think this can possibly be right. 16% from here.
I think it's best.
I don't know. Again, you don't have
you just got to roll 2 and come around
2 and then live through
and not
it.
get hit and not break your board
I
up
don't know.
more.
I never looked.
You know, they had on a small split screen comments, so you could actually.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, and the time.
Yeah, well, that's the player. Well, no, I guess.
You could split screen it somehow with another camera.
Well, no, it's.
I feel that's very wrong.
He's got time though. He's probably still
all
going to
know
think
that.
about it for a while.
Yeah.
You're not giving us anything here. And he made the play. It's got to be really bad.
So it was a take that recube. He has well over 16%.
Yes,
so he did
he
good.
does.
Yeah, especially that 6-2. Wow, that's how he played that 6-2.
He's still got the coverage. Not done on 2-5, but the rest of it.
Well, you have good coverage on 2-5.
That's the 2-6.
Only thing it misses is 2-1.
And he rolls it.
What are you looking
2-1.
at? The clock. There's no other play. It's forced.
That was a good play. And he makes the 8 point, obviously.
Block 2-6.
And now 2-5 obviously gets him back. And again, this is where the open 2 point still hurts you a lot. I'm getting ready to look at his 2-6 from earlier to see if we were possibly wrong, but there it is.
Block.
That's it. I would hedge from here. And MCG's 2-6 is the play. They're basically tied, covering and running all the way around.
His is right though.
Yeah. Hold on. Don't get excited. We just call him tied for a minute. All right. His play is ahead by .02, which is big at DMP. That's 1% at DMP. That's a huge play. Yeah.
He's bringing it around cleanly too. Look at this. How can you make this exciting for us?
Whatever. Yeah. Again, this is pretty. He won't make any errors from here. Whatever he plays is right. He won't make an error here. Yeah.
I think they're talking
Something
hedge.
for the crowd.
Discussing the hedge now.
Yeah, so MCG was right by .01, which is 0.5% at DMP to cover the ace point there. So he made a really good play. And that's basically the ball game unless Phipps finds a big double right here.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's a big double.
Double 6.
And that's all she wrote, folks. Thank you for joining us. Please send all your complaints to Carter Madig, because we just don't care here.
Well, and one might kind of keel over with a heart attack, in which it'll be a default win.
Somebody might. Matt's sick. He could fall over. That's right.
Bill's trying to find somebody to help him out here.